speaking this truth. Had to change my ways and the things that I do. The world start tripping when you start wearing fringes. Your friends go missing and your fam won't listen. They say that I changed cause I'm doing things different. Instead of following the pastor, prefer to follow scriptures. Tired of being attentive to opinions. If you insert into the word, you are sinning. Telling me how this world works with no chapter or verse. I done did bad, I ain't trying to do worse. But sir, you can do whatever you like. I prefer to follow these books and wait on Christ. And it's a battle each day. Gotta read his word and do what it say. Make sure I don't sin. Matthew 24:13 and do it to the end. I pray that my family's straight. Be in one accord with his word one day. Until you come back to this place, I'm gonna spread your word and do it and wait. And wait, yeah. Do it and wait, do it and wait, yeah. Do it and wait, come on and do it and wait, 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 yeah. And I ain't doing things my way. I'ma wait like a line on Black Friday, or like a cashier when it's closing time, or like the last day in the voting line. Technology's so advanced, but we so behind. Closed off the people with an open mind. I can read red letter and they say I'm lying. I know it's bad, but at times I get tired of trying. I be trying to force them to see. In reality, just the past year they was me. But the best way to help them understand it, seeing my actions, following these commandments. It's a battle each day. Gotta read his word and do what it say. Make sure I don't sin. Matthew 24:13 and do it to the end. I pray that my family's straight. Be in one accord with his word one day. Until you come back to this place, I'm gonna spread your word and do it and wait. And wait, yeah. Do it and wait, do it and wait, yeah. Do it and wait, come on and do it and wait, do it and wait, do it and wait, do it and wait, do it and wait.
Cultures develop birthday celebrations separately. The first mentions that we can find in history came from ancient Egypt, where large celebrations were put on for the pharaoh. These celebrations, these birthday celebrations, were coronation dates, symbolic of the pharaoh's birth as a god. It wasn't when he actually was born. It was when he was considered a deity or deified as a god in their culture and their history. This literally means the first birthday celebration wasn't marking the birth of a human, but rather the birth of a god.
Found at the book of Leviticus chapter 18 and verse number 3. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt, shall ye not do.
We have to understand that when we worship or when we celebrate our birthdays, we are put ourselves in the same category as the pharaoh did.
AHOS.
A sharp for sock. Hey man, if you not here, you going off.
Save the date. Anointed House of Saints invites you to our Passover celebration in Atlanta, Georgia, on April 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. Enjoy a weekend of family fun with events catering to all ages. It's a celebration you won't want to miss. Reserve your seats now at www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. Join us for a laid-back, joy-filled weekend with your loved ones. See you there.
Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh. Barakatah Yahweh.
Shalom Israel, this is your brother Officer Gadar Al-Ron coming to you today with the verse of the day. This verse of the day is coming from the book of Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction all the way of life. And the law being light, Christ is the light of the world. Christ is the law. Christ was literally the walking commandments. He came in the volume of the book. And reproofs of instruction is the way of life. We have to be able to reprove our brothers and sisters and show them the way, which the way is Christ, who is the law. So we have to be able to reprove our brothers and show them the law. The law is not done away with, my people. Shalom Israel. It's your brother Officer Gadar Haran.
I can't understand why I'm being persecuted. I'm just in a place where
You're not the only one who gets persecuted, bro.
I'm seeking peace now. That's all.
I feel you.
I can't say the world, bro, and I ain't gonna try to say the world.
Where do you receive peace from?
Woo!
Because this land, this place that we're in, this place of Babylon is not your rest.
You know where I receive peace? I make this man chain me to a pole and beat me so I could calm the fuck down. That's where I get peace from. Because elsewise, I'ma kill something.
A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit? A bullshit.
I'm really like that. All the way. I make him tie me like this.
A-H-O-S. A-H-O-S.
Shalom, shalom. This is Officer Sanat of the Anointed House of Saints, coming to you with the verse of the day. And I'm coming out of the book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. And it reads,
Train up a child in the way he should go.
And when he is old, he will not depart from it.
The Most High is letting us know that fathers and mothers have to teach these commandments, these laws, statutes, and commandments to our children when they're young. Not when they're 14, 15, 16. We just start when they're at the age of understanding. So understand that these commandments are our life and they're the life for our children. Shalom.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is your brother Zebulon from Anointed House of Saints, bringing you the verse of the day. I'm going to take you to 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 13. There hath been no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But Yahweh is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able, but will with the temptation also make you a way to escape, that you may be able to bear it. So I know a lot of us in Israel right now are going through temptation. So I wanted to encourage you all that the Most High is faithful, and He will see you through anything that you're going through right now. Any temptation that is plaguing you, weighing on you, trust in the Most High, because He will see you through it. Shalom, Israel. Shalom.
Jonathan got bars, man. He got bars. But he always making slow music, man. I want to pray to his music and meditate. He can't get hype, man. Sometimes I want to get hype for the Lord. Come on, man.
Blood on the post. 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 Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Keeping them close. Man, we got Frenches and seats on the clothes. Me and my brothers ain't sleeping. We reading the secrets. The deepest you been is the ocean. Now we been swimming in waters that's deeper than rivers to Jordan. We creeping up on them. It's the 14th of the month. Bone Thugs one day late for the show. Oh. Ain't never been out, ever since Red Pen Pals. You too late, you let them in now. We like veterans, niggas that's power. These secrets only come through steady, no regrets. We walk through water like Jesus. We raising the dead, you see this. Look at this evening pose. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post.
We hold in post, chopping up doctrines that ain't coming close. They had up 3 strikes like I'm Warner Franco. Rubber shell toast, wisdom is better than silver and gold. This water is knocking down wicked Pharaoh. Can't swim through the sea, man, that fan was too slow. Pharaoh was double-minded, think he can and go. Escape on a starry night, Victor Van Gogh. Living good unchained like Quincy Django. Sharpers down in the hood, now they wanna tango. Death angels coming close, so watch your back, bro. Watch your back, bro. We feeling that land, we gon' eat that. That better herb, we gon' eat that. Doing this till you how I come and see that. We that.
Oh. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. The Pesach and Nissan. We found faith in Misraim. We got to be strong. Walking through water, pray we don't sink. Strapped up, boots tight. Walking up right, boy, we don't lean. 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 Walking up right, we see that. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the blood on the post. Blood on the post. Blood on the post.
Shalom, 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 Yasha'Allah, shalom, and welcome back to another Milk Mondays. I am Officer Knock, and tonight's class is going to be titled Single Mother Raised Households Produce Monsters. Now, I know that title may sound kind of conflicting a little bit, but the reason why the title is put up that way is because the scriptures tell us this. But before we get started, I want to first welcome our mighty soldiers on the stage with us. We got the mighty soldier Yaquab. We got the mighty soldier Araya. Yaquab, how you doing?
And doing by the Most High's grace.
All praises, all praises. And Soldier Araya, I believe is that Soldier Araya? I'm not sure if there's. Oh no, that's Soldier James Jones. You're muted right now if you are trying to speak. How you doing, brother? Okay, he's not. I don't know. Okay, we'll get him to speak a little bit later. But so as we always do, we want to welcome everyone here. And before we get started with anything into the lesson, we want to first give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Amashiach Yahweh Shai. I want to thank all of your diligent brothers and sisters for always participating in our classes. And as I usually always do, I'm going to give some announcements before we get into the lesson. Captain Eliel will be in this evening, just running a little bit behind, but we're going to get this class going tonight so we can get you guys out of here. So any brothers who are wanting to help put and build this kingdom, help and put your brick in with Anointed House of Saints, you can do so by giving us your request to be a part of the prospect phase by sending us an email at anointedhos@gmail.com. We will get back with you when the next prospect phase started, so you will know what you need to have and what you need to do. All right. Also, in the beginning, before we started class, there was some advertisement of our second annual 2024 Feast of Passover with the Anointed House of Saints. And you, everyone, look, I'm gonna do this right here like this, right? If you want to join us for the Feast of Passover, it's gonna be taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, right? April 21st is gonna be starting at 7 p.m., all right? If you want to attend, you're gonna have to do this. Look at the screen. It says, if you want to attend, visit our website to purchase the tickets. Yes, visit our website at www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. That's www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. We hope to see you there so we can have a great time, have a great feast, have a great time in the Lord, and all praises for that. All right, so I want to get real quick to our loyal, diligent family here. And I'm going to give these shout outs real quick, and then we're going to get into this little lesson. All right, so let's first off, I want to go ahead and give a shout out, a shalom to Omar Hendricks. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to brother Nazar, 12 Gates, Israelite. Shalom. Shalom to Amaria. Shalom. Shalom to the mighty Captain Yahawada. Shalom to brother John Allen. Shalom to you. Shalom to Malka Yapa. Shalom, sis. Shalom to the mighty officer Yawasap up in Chicago. Shalom to you, brother. Good to see you. Shalom to the mighty soldier AHOS Nadiab. Shalom to the mighty soldier Be Like Ancestor, brother Gary. Shalom to Sister L, always diligent. Glad to see you here, sister. Shalom to the mighty soldier in Texas, Kadar Salakia, mighty officer in Texas, Kadar Aharan. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom to the mighty Captain Yakam Ya, North Carolina. Shalom, sister Anariah. Shalom. Shalom to the brother Kasaja. Shalom to you, brother. Shalom. Shalom to Lion Tiger. When class starting? We're starting right now. Shalom. Glad you're here. Shalom to the mighty soldier Zebulon. Ban Yasharala. Shalom. Shalom to let's see who was. Shalom to the mighty captain in Carolina, AHOS Captain Judah. Shalom to you, Cap. Let's see if we got anybody else on here. Let's see. Shalom to World Without End. Shalom. Shalom to the mighty officer Boaz Ban Yasharala. Shalom to all. And if I missed anyone, I will try and shout you out at the end of class. All praises. So looks like we got Soldier James Jones on. Soldier, how you doing? Unmute your mic. You got to unmute. It's down to the left.
Shalom.
All praises. Shalom. How you doing?
How everybody doing, yo?
Khan. How about you? We got brother. Oh, we got brother.
Yo,
is that Captain Judah?
What's up, brother?
Hey, I just want to say that brother got a mighty hoodie on.
What's that say? What's that say there, bro?
That's Shaw, you right there, baby.
Oh, okay. All right. All praise. Hey, there's something going on between y'all two. I don't know what that is, but I'm assuming that
my AHOS shirt dirty right now. You feel me? That's the only reason why I got it on.
God. All praises. So look, let's get into the lesson, right? Okay, so I got a question. And actually for this class, I want the brothers and sisters to really participate, right? We're gonna go over we're gonna react to a video, right? I don't know if some of you ladies or some of you brothers, sisters or brothers, have ever heard of this particular person's being interviewed. I was not aware. I was made known by my niece. She's in that younger generation, the early 20s, between 20 and 30 years old. So I'm not I'm an old school. I'm OG now. I'm not into the social talk, I'll say it that way, amongst our young people, right? So there's this video that I want to present, and it has a young lady by the name of Love Dorsey. Does anyone know that name? Anyone put in the chat, you know the name Love Dorsey? Real quick, just curious. Anyone know that name, Love Dorsey? If I get a response on that, if not, that's fine, because this young sister is bringing out some facts. she's bringing out some true things about her fellow sisters, right? And she's prefacing on single motherhood, right? You know, the epidemic of so-called Black single mothers in America, right? And the conditions that they're in, to the point where I even almost would even title her something like a Kevin Samuels type of person. You know, she actually lets our sisters know that they need to hold themselves accountable, right? So we're gonna go ahead and get into this video real quick. Let me go ahead and pull it up real quick, and we're gonna get into it. We're gonna go ahead and get into this reaction. And like I said, if anyone has any comments while you're watching the video, put the comments in the chat, right? We'll try and get to them and pull them up, put them on the screen. We're gonna speak about this because this is something that we need to really talk about. I say that because, and let me also say this. When we present this, this is not to say that we're bashing our sisters, right? What we're doing is we're trying to edify our sisters, right? We're trying to give them the understanding of who they are, and the things that they're going through are caused by something that happened in the past. And in order to rectify it, they got to know who they are, come back to who they are, come back to Christ, and come back to following these commandments, all right? So let me go ahead and pull that video up real quick. Where did I? 1 second here. We're going to pull this up. Oh, hold up. Let me do this real quick. And all right, present. Let me share my screen here real quick. It's not working. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's go here.
Carl.
All right. Can you see my screen?
Carl.
Con. All praises. All right. If I can see the screen, let me blow it up a little bit here like this. There we go. So this is titled Love Dorsey Talks Toxic Femininity, Masculinity, Dating Standards, Single Moms, and More. This is on I guess a podcast that's kind of popular, and I would guess it's popular in Atlanta. It's called Big Facts. Also Revolt, I guess is who it is that produces this. I'm not very familiar with the Big Facts. I'm not familiar with the young crowd. But I want to see, and I want everyone's reaction. We're going to react to this as to what this young lady says is going on with our single motherhood in the Black community, in the Black, and I'll even add Latino and his Latino, Hispanic, and Native American community. All right. So let's get started with this real quick. All right. Here we go.
You're listening to Big Facts with Big Bank and DJ Scream.
Live from the Trap Music Museum. You know who it is. It's DJ Scream, Big Bang, Baby J. This is Big Fact. And we are welcomed today by High Demand, the one and only Love Dorsey is here to talk with us on Big Facts. Love Dorsey. What's up? How you feeling today?
I'm good. What's up with y'all?
Every day we
Man,
blessed.
we are great.
We blessed.
To be here. Y'all do y'all think. And I love y'all talk about anything.
Oh, that's what we're doing today, though. This is gonna be one of them conversations. We just let you know. So we hope you brought your energy.
It's on me.
Yeah.
It's in me.
I want to start like shouts to K Dub. When K Dub was here, we was asking him, like, what's the problem with niggas, right? And he kind of attributed to niggas and fatherhood and not having fathers and all that type of shit. So I think you're the perfect person to ask, like, what do you think is the problem with African American women?
Oh,
Black women.
I'm talking about he jumping right in.
We got to get to it.
If you don't know, I'm the one that I keep pushing on our people for us to accept the logic, the facts that single mother households produce the worst fucking product. Now you could say it like that, or I could dress it up where females won't get offended, and I could say father.
Hold on, I want to take that back a little bit. I want to know if anyone heard what she just said, right? Because that's kind of goes with the title of tonight's class, right? She actually said, let me go back just a little bit. She actually said that single mothers produce the worst product, right? To me, that's coming from a sister, right? A lot of times our sisters, when you hear from us, when you hear from the brothers, you're saying, oh, we're bashing on our sisters. But this is a sister who is stepping up to the plate and being straight up raw, being straight for real with what's going on. And she's saying that, single mothers produce the worst product, right? Let's go.
Not having fathers and all that type. I think you're the person.
Go ahead.
My bad. Shalom, y'all. Hold on.
Shalom. Shalom, Adawan. How about you,
Shalom.
Shalom. How about you, Shalom? So, one thing I want to say before we get started, and yeah, so Knock is gonna be basically teaching this class. If y'all haven't noticed that, right? This is his lesson, so I'm gonna let him basically take it over. But what I want to say though, right? Something about this lady here. This whole video that we're about to do, and this whole lesson that the brother's gonna do, might ruffle some feathers. I'm gonna say a couple of things, like I'm saying right now, mainly because that's just what I'm gonna do. But Love Dorsey, right? She's the type of woman that people in our community would call a pick me, right? Or at least that's the standpoint she's coming from in this video. I'm not gonna say she's that all the time, because Knock can testify to her having sort of a manly spirit as well, right? And I know he's gonna talk about how I'm not sure, I might be wrong, but I'm not sure that she has a man.
She does.
She does.
Yeah, she does.
Bet. All right.
Still.
Even better. Makes things better.
Right.
So, but like I was saying, right? She's the type that the women today would call a pick me. So the things that she's saying, she's gonna let the world know that she has a couple of daughters or whatever that she's raising. And she basically doesn't want this new generation of ratchet women to mess up her daughters and what they could have going on for them in the future, right? With a good man and so on and so forth. So she's basically trying to teach the generation that's right under her, basically, you know what I'm saying, how to act right so that her daughters and their generation won't pay the price that, you know, it looks like they're going to end up paying if things keep going the way they're going right now. So, yeah, I just wanted to basically say that so that y'all understand. And something else, the last thing I want to say, I'm not sure if Knox said it already, but there will be some scattered random profanity throughout the video. So if anybody you know, has children in the room and you don't want them to hear a couple of F-bombs and stuff, this show is done in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Some of you know how I talk, and these people are worse because they're not holding back. So, yeah, just gonna put that out there, and hope y'all enjoy it. Shalom.
Con, all praises, all praises. I'm glad. I appreciate that, Captain, because I did forget to mention that. This is probably I wouldn't even say PG-13. I go a little bit higher with the mature audience. So if there's any young children, you may want to excuse them.
I don't know how far
you
gonna play Knock, but they're gonna be throwing some the cat word that starts with the P.
Oh, I know.
Tossed out there.
I know.
Very fragrantly, and you just, you know, willy-nilly. It could pop out at any time.
I would try to control that. I got some things marked.
I'm just gonna tell you, it's gonna be some times you probably can't control it, because I was trying to catch every time she said it and he said it, and it came out so much at some point. I just couldn't keep track no more. So
right.
I'm just
Now let me address this with the sisters. Sisters, look in the comments. If you agree or disagree, make your comment known in the comments, right? We want to know, because what we're doing is we're trying to learn, we're trying to edify and teach and give you what the scriptures say about how to resolve this situation that's going on in our community with our single homes and fatherless homes, right? Because that's another key to this whole thing, is that there's no fathers in the home, right? All right, so let's go ahead and continue real quick. I'm gonna back it up just a little bit. We go. And soldiers, if y'all got anything y'all want to say, let it be known. Here we go.
He kind of attributed to niggas and fatherhood and not having fathers and all that type of shit. So I think you're the perfect person to ask, like, what do you think is the problem with African American women?
Oh,
Black women.
I'm talking about he jumping right in.
We got to get to it.
If you don't know, I'm the one that I keep pushing on our people for us to accept the logic, the facts that single mother households produce the worst fucking product. Now you could say it like that, or I could dress it up where females won't get offended, and I could say fatherlessness is the biggest issue in our community with women and raising children, and then it spews into the dating pool. So for me, when you ask what's up with us nowadays, fatherlessness coming from these single mother households, and even if you didn't directly come from one, they lead, when we talk about low income, they lead the opinion leaders in our community. They are, you know what I'm saying? They the voice in the hood. The mamas that's raising the babies by themselves with no daddy's around. Like that's who's leading right now in regards to, you know, what the children are taught. So now you're looking at a adult generation that came from a lot of fatherlessness, a lot of women, female-headed households.
Let me ask you
It's
this.
a problem.
I have a question. I'm gonna let you finish, but once you get done with that, I want you to touch on whether or not you think that single mothers get offended about their lack of ability because they are female and because they are emotional.
I feel like they get offended because they triggered and can't manage their emotions. The offense comes from, and let me take a step back, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't receive information if you're in your feelings.
Facts.
It's a
At
block.
all.
How
Right.
you hear shit depends on your temperament and your energy.
Yes.
So off top, if you defensive, if you feel some type of way, if you got these traumas on you that you haven't seen about with yourself,
You're not gonna hear it with the right ear.
at all. And you're gonna come at the conversation, or you're gonna come at
Hey, I got a question. With everything that she's saying right now, family, with everything that this sister is saying, is her being truthful, right? These are the things that, like, when we go out on the streets and we go out and preach to our people, right? We see a lot of single mothers. We talk with them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we get the response as being as if we're bashing them, right? As if we're telling them that they're no good, right? And then the one thing they always say is they come back and they try to say, oh, well, y'all always trying to bash the mothers, but what about the father? He left me, right? So she's off the top saying that the single mothers are producing these monsters, these bad products, right? And it's because of, and she also stated that it's because of fatherlessness, right? Now, I can think of a whole lot of things because this video, I mean, this video, I didn't go over all of it, like I said earlier, I didn't go over all of it, but there's a lot to unpack in a lot of the things that she said here. There is a lot, and I can tell you right now, we're not going to get through the whole video because it's about an hour and something long. I just want to go over key points. I'm not sure if Captain remembers any certain points of the video. If you want to spot those out, please do that. But I want to know
whatever point you play, that's what I'm gonna talk about.
Count all praises. I want to know what our sisters think, right? Are our homes, are our single mothers? Well, actually, I ain't got to ask a question. I see it, but I want to know what the sisters think in the chat, right? I want to know, do you believe that single mothers, talking about our people, are raising monsters in today's society? Are they raising monsters in today's society?
I know that's what the title say, but let's also use what she said, right? Because it's a little more politically correct. It might not hurt their feelings.
Oh.
Are they raising the wrong product? Right.
That's it. Are they raising the wrong product?
Because she said it like
that.
Now you can't get mad at us.
Yeah. Right. Because when we look at our society today, right? That's a good precept right there, Kasadi. When we look at our society today, as far as when it involves our people, we make up, the single parent homes more than any other demographic in America, right? We also we live in situations where there's more poverty. We find ourselves on welfare. We find ourselves caught up in the court system, right? These single mothers have to work. At the same time, they're also trying to take care of the kids, but can they always be there when actually, what is the role of a mother according to the scriptures, right? What is it? And before I get into that, matter of fact, I want to bring a precept out. Matter of fact, I'm not going to hold on the precept that I got because I want to get through some of the video again because it's going to get to a certain point, and then we're going to bring that out. But let's see. Nadiab says, definitely yes, I was one. All praise.
Hey, Slakia, I do want to say something. One thing she said was so far was that because she gonna say a lot. I don't even know how far Knox gonna play, but the whole video she say so. You know what I'm saying? So like the whole video is a major key for women that come from single parent household and men, right? I don't. Yep. So a lot of the stuff she said, I was able to see, knowing people and being with people that come from that situation. So, but one thing she said was that there's a lot of people that come from that situation that they see a woman running things, right? that's who they see that becomes the decision maker, because she's gonna talk about it a little bit, but there's situations since the 60s, maybe a little bit before that, that caused men to not be in the households in our communities, right? So that basically led to folks not being able to see how men would handle certain things. And she's going to get into that. So part of the question that Knock is asking, how you women feel, I want y'all to put that in perspective too, but what she's going to say if Knock gets that far. You know what I'm saying?
God.
But really take what she says. And I kind of want to know if you have an opinion on it too. Shit.
All praises, all praises. Let's go ahead and get back to the video.
I'm at the information, listening with your inner child, your insecurities, the stuff that you dead wrong for, that shame and guilt, won't let you stand on. You know what I mean? So when it comes to us, it's a struggle to just receive the information. And then outside of that, we struggle with accountability. Like I'll be the first female to say it. Like,
that's the big word right there, accountability. She said we struggle, or the women struggle with accountability, right? We've heard that a lot, right? We've heard that a lot. We've heard, a lot of men make the statement that our women aren't holding themselves accountable, right? When it comes to the situations that they find themselves in, whether it be they find a guy, they fall in love, or they have a one-night stand, and a child is produced, right? And then soon after, the father's not there for whatever reason it is. But then the mother, because of the choices she made, right, now has to deal with the consequences afterwards, right? So, but they don't want to say, oh, well, it took two, because the brother didn't do it on his own. It takes two to create something, right? So let's go ahead and continue real quick.
Women alongside men, women have a real fucking problem with being accountable.
Shit, I ain't gonna say shit there. Go ahead, man. Hell your business. Hey, nah, but how did you tap into that? Because you weren't always this mindset, right? How did you tap into your right mindset?
So let me say this. Like growing up, I was a nerd in school, right? And then when I jumped into young adulthood, I was in the streets. So
I just gotta throw another disclaimer out there before it gets too far. The big black nigga, he a knucklehead, okay? So for anybody watching that may not know our views, a lot of things he gonna say and the things he gonna admit to, right? Most men in the truth don't move how he moved, in the way he was raised to be moved, or the way he was raised to move, right? So I just want to put that out there. Right now everything's straight because it ain't got too far in the video, but he gonna make some comments and say some things that would make, I guess, women that come from the lifestyle that this lady's talking about, because he's one of the brothers that come from that lifestyle, it would lead you to think that men all think that way because that's what you growing up hearing men talk like, right? This nigga right here that's gonna be talking in a minute. But I just want to put it out there, disclaimer: Israelite men don't view the world and women in situations, in relationships, the way Big Bank, Big Rank does. So just wanted to put that out there. Go ahead. My bad.
Went from being in the books to now being in the streets
by personal choice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basic environment. Okay. When I'm big on the way your life look and the shit you go through is based on your choices. So I don't put shit on anything else. But environment plays a big role in the choices that we are, able to choose from.
Exactly.
So environment played a role in it. But I jumped in the streets, and then from being intelligent in the books, but then also being street smart, and then being able to be that homegirl to a lot of street niggas. Like there was a lot of shit said and done in front of me to where it molded my perspective differently.
No,
than
that's
just
hard. That's
the
hard.
Yes. You see a lot of shit sitting in the trap with niggas that they ain't trying to fuck on you. You like, bro.
But you still get to hear they
yes,
so help you get it. Like, damn, these niggas, we do these niggas to the point that these
Told
niggas
you
want
not
to be a
to
good
catch
nigga,
it.
but I can't do to the
I
fact
know
that
I
the
ain't gonna
shit
be
you
able
done
to.
showed. That's
100%.
cold right now, right?
It is.
All right. Hey, these are our thoughts, on this. It's just our reactions. So Salakia for the words. Let's go ahead and continue.
And the thing about it is my platform, like I give so much game that help females, but the whole emotional side, they can't see through, feeling some type of way because I said something about the state of parenting in our community when we talk about, a certain demographic with us. they can't hear past that.
Yeah.
So then it just turns into offense. You know, you type of paragraphs, you in your feelings, but it ain't hard to look around. I mean, you know, a lot of what men struggle with nowadays as a grown man, being able to try to manage your emotions, and you know, a lot of what women struggle with in relationships where you want a nigga to be, you know, head of household, but you can't, you know, it's a power struggle. You don't know how to be feminine. You don't know how to, you know, be in that role once you make it home.
And you also, and it's another thing too, I think, with that whole situation with like being the head of household and all that, is that a lot of women lack the proper skills to be the foundation for that man to be that head.
Yeah.
Does that sound familiar? Anybody got something to say on? Does that sound familiar? What she just said?
I got a lot to say, but I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just be quiet.
Does that sound familiar? What did she say? Let's go back real quick and just listen to what the sister in the black, what she says.
Manage your emotions, and you know, a lot of what women struggle with in relationships where you want a nigga to be, you know, head of household, but you can't, you know, it's a power struggle. You don't know how to be feminine. You don't know how to, you know, be in that role once you make it home.
And you also, and it's another thing too, I think, with that whole situation with like being the head of household and all that, is that a lot of women lack the proper skills to be the foundation for that man to be that head.
Yeah. And I'm gonna kick it to y'all blood raw.
Especially in my generation. Knocking y'all, you know, the older folks ain't really got that problem, but me and Yaquab and Yaquab, that's crazy.
You know, I'm glad you brought that
point
out.
James, but you know, you Yaquab too. But we you know, we gonna have some issues, and the people behind us. Not to say next generation ain't got no issues, because y'all got some issues too.
No, we had some issues.
But y'all ain't got our kind of issues.
No, everything has gotten worse. Everything is waxed so cold right now, it doesn't make any sense. But let's think about what she said. She said that she don't give the father, or she doesn't have the tools. She doesn't have the ability, right? You know what I'm saying? Because she doesn't have the skills. What is that talking about, right? So it's talking about fatherlessness, right? Even our women need to have the fathers in the home, right? Because without them being in the home, they tend to go this way or that way. And in the society we live in today, case in point, when I was younger, in my younger days, right, there were women who were, you know what I'm saying, promiscuous, you know what I'm saying? But there still was a level of respect somewhere in between there. As we move forward, we got social media, we got the entertainment business, you know, we got the rappers, we got the female rappers, we got all this other chaos that's going on that has totally taken the family structure of our people and now has created something totally, I can't even explain it. It's a travesty to our people, but the scriptures talked about this. You know what? Let me go ahead and get a precept real quick to show what the Most High said, you know, when it comes to dealing with our sisters. Let me have Yaakov from Ohio. Let me get Isaiah. Let me get the book of Isaiah. I don't know if I want to read.
And before you read that, I just want to say this, right? Something she said as far as like, and to let me back kind of off of what Knox said, as far as the women going, you know, this way or that way without having a father in their home. A lot of women think that the man only needs to be in the household to raise the sons, right? Which he obviously does, because you can't teach a man how to be a man as a woman, right? But a woman can't teach a woman how to be a woman when she's trying to be the man. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
And what we see in these situations is, especially in our communities, right? The main thing that we see the women do and the way that they raise their daughters, like Nak was saying, when the father's not there, is to go this way or that way. And typically the way that the mother chooses to raise the women is to raise them to be independent. And they raise the son in a way, if they have a son and a daughter, the son is usually like sheltered, right? So he's babied. He's got things done for him up to a certain point, then he's basically on his own. without ever being really taught how to do anything, right? So you're doing everything for him and then you let him go. As for the woman, she's taught to be independent so that she don't need a man for anything. Now, as they grow up and they become adults, if they're going to get into a relationship with somebody that's coming from a two-parent household, the dynamic is different. Because that person from a two-parent household got to see mom act like a woman, you know what I'm saying? And the father act like a man. Whereas the person coming from the one-parent household, usually being the woman in our communities, they got to see mom try to be the man and the woman. So, and Love Dorsey's gonna talk about this, right? I'm gonna go ahead and say it now, so I ain't gotta interrupt. Now, there's gonna be situations where the women will act masculine, right? They'll scream, they'll shout, and all that type of stuff. But in a two-parent household, mom ain't really got to do that because if you get out of line, she's just gonna tell you, well, "I'm gonna tell your father," and then you're gonna straighten the hell up. If you don't, pop's gonna come in and throw down like the Most High, right? So it's like that's the situation and the dynamic that's missing when the father's not there. It also teaches the daughter what a man in control looks like. So when she has a good man that's trying to keep order and all those type of things, she doesn't feel like she's being manipulated, doesn't feel like she's being controlled because she knows what a man with order feels like and comes with and looks like, right? But a woman that doesn't see that, when that man comes with an order or when that man comes with structure, she doesn't really know how to accept that structure. And Love Dorsey's gonna like admit this at some point in the video. I just don't know if Knox is gonna get to it. So, but you know, the the woman from the one parent household, sometimes it's hard for her to acknowledge or be able to accept or even see what the man with structure is doing because she never was able to digest that as a child. She didn't get to see what it was like. So it's difficult for her. So now she has to make a decision on whether to give herself to a man based off of not really knowing how a man operates. You know what I'm saying? And that leads to destruction. So now they're fighting with each other and the man ends up running away eventually at some point, especially if they end up having a kid together. And that's how we end up with this continuous cycle of the single parent household. So
That's right.
I just need to put that out there because she's going to explain a little bit of it, but she's not going to get too deep. I don't know if it's because she couldn't articulate it or if it's because they was just asking her a bunch of stupid questions while she was getting down. But that's kind of the gist of what she was trying to say, right? And I agree 100%. Sorry,
Kind. All praises. Okay, let me get I was gonna go to one precept. I'm gonna go here first. Let me get Deuteronomy. Salakia, Yaka, give me Deuteronomy, and then Yakwa in Cali, you get me Isaiah chapter 3. But we're gonna start with Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 56 because this is not like what we see today was not foretold in the past, right? This is all going back to why our families are broken down, why we have single parent homes, why we have fatherless homes, why we have trouble in our community is because, of course, as you know, we are the children of Israel and we strayed away from keeping the laws of the Most High God, right? And he cursed us. You know, his word went out and it has not come back void yet. So let me get verse 56. I know we know this. This is a classic curse, but I think it needs to be brought out in this lesson. Go ahead.
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness.
Salaki, hold up right there. It says, a tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness. What is that talking about? What is that delicateness, right? There was at one point in time when the Most High beautified our sisters, right? To the point where our sisters, when they were keeping the commandments, they didn't have to do anything but be submissive to their husbands, be mothers to their children, to be obedient, right? To be discreet, to be chaste, to teach the other women. We're going to get those precepts out also. But it says right here, because our women and because our people choose to not follow the laws of God and instead take on the customs and the ways of the other nations, God was going to put these curses on us, and he cursed not just the brothers, but all of us, right? Even down to our children, right? So it says the tender and delicate woman.
Hold on. We have a non-tender and delicate
They're
man woman
raising
in the
their
building.
girls to be.
What we got? What?
I said we have a non-tender and delicate man woman in the building. I just wanted to pause you for a second so we can address the trans feminists in the building.
Oh yeah.
Whatever
How
that
many
is.
children get abused by their fathers? I don't know what does that say. Never mind that domestic violence is the reason why fathers.
I don't know. You got abused by your father,
right,
Mr. White Man, but you know, in our community we don't abuse people. So, you know, whatever nationality you are, if that happened to you, you know what I'm saying? Sorry if that happened to you, but that's not what we do in our community, right? We train our children up in the way they should go, not raise our children up to be trans feminists. So you can go do that somewhere else. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, and that title, that trans feminist, that's weird.
That's extremely confused. Yeah, you trans meaning you transform, so you don't know much about what you are, and aren't comfortable with yourself the way you were made, most likely, and you're a feminist. So I don't know if you're an actual feminist because you're feminine, or if you're a feminine male that just likes women enough to call himself a feminist, which also is very confusing. So I'm just gonna leave that there.
Wow. Yeah. Let's get back to the Deuteronomy. So go ahead and continue with 56. Read it again. Start from the top.
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness.
She would not set her sole of her foot on the ground for delicateness because she was keeping the commandments of the Most High at one time. Right? Continue.
Come on. Her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and toward her daughter.
It says her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, right? It says, and she'll even be evil to her son and toward her daughter, right? This scripture right here says a lot. I mean, it pretty much opens the whole door of what single motherhood, the results of single motherhood, and what we see the curses said would happen to our families, right? So, but let's figure out something, right? God said that if we don't keep these commandments, these curses are going to befall upon us, right? Let me ask, because I don't know. You know what? Let me continue the video because I'm gonna get ahead of myself and I'm gonna start saying things that she's gonna bring up, and I want to react to it instead of bringing it out. So let's get back to the video.
Women,
caterers,
feminine nurturers to embody everything.
Go back.
Yeah, and I'm gonna kick it to y'all blood raw. Like in a lot of other cultures, they're raising their girls to be women.
Caterers,
feminine nurturers to embody everything about us, even that emotional side, to learn how to use that intuition as a way to be valuable to a family unit, right?
Right.
We in our community, we're mothering one another from a space of like, I'm gonna raise my daughter to be independent, right? I'm gonna raise her to do everything for herself, not need a nigga for nothing. But you know, our biology as human beings, especially as women, we're wired for companionship. Like it's in our DNA, in our biology. So when I see people that be talking about, you know, I'm independent, I'm gonna be by myself, fuck these niggas, they ain't shit. You going against your nature. Like, regardless of what you want to say online or what you want to say to us, there is something in you that's gonna pull you towards companionship.
Towards the niggas.
Yeah, and then when you being raised with the programming in the opposite direction, this is when you become psychologically fucked up.
Yes,
that's why we got a lot of mental health issues. Like, you know, we talk a lot about, you know, the males,
like an internal struggle.
Yeah, women need to be honest. We struggling right now psychologically. We are. They showing us how to take it.
How are our women struggling psychologically, right? They've been put in a position that they were never created to be in, right? They've taken on the customs and the ways of America. They've learned the ways they even down to how our women dress, right? We can look at this
pantsuit woman, Hillary Clinton.
Con.
The strong and independent black woman. She the first one.
Yep.
Y'all following her.
Yep. I mean, it all started with, you know, with the feminist movement, right? That's kind of, well, I ain't gonna say that's how it all started, but
Rosie the Riveter.
What was Salaki?
Rosie the Riveter back in like
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say it ain't. It's not Angela Davis. It's Hillary Clinton or Rosie the Riverdale. Exactly. Hillary with the what
So
they call
like,
him, Hillary with the overalls. Overall
yeah,
Hillary.
it was like the first, I think the first World War One, I believe, when the men went out to war, the women started wearing suits, working in the factories. Rosie the River started out like that whole movement for real.
Yeah, Rosie the Riverman with the overalls.
Sister Jahaziel, let me put this up real quick. You know what? I'm glad you brought this out and you noticed it because I was gonna bring this out, and I'm sure, you know,
right?
I mean that's fact. She speaks facts, but she's dressed like a whore.
It's like,
still.
why do the facts come from a woman that looks like this?
Right.
And
right?
she sounds like she's been smoking cigarettes and drinking Hennessy her whole life.
Man, she sounds like a
but
boss.
she's speaking facts.
Right. Right.
She sounds like she still get mad and choke her husband out.
That's crazy. That's crazy. But no, but that's facts. No, sister Jahaziel, she's dressed like a harlot still. So how are we gonna take her words? You know, she has a very big audience. She says that she's gonna tell you that she speaks to young women and young men. She has counseling sessions with them and all this, right? So she has all these big facts of what's going on in our community and the problems that we tend to see that seem to only get worse. But at the same time, when you look at her, when you hear her speak, you know, I'm gonna be honest, when I first heard her speak and the things she was saying, I didn't think she had a man. But I found out she has a man, right? But when I seen her dressing, I'm like, she raising her daughters to be a certain way, but look what you got on, sister. It doesn't compute with me, right?
Hey, question. Is her man her baby daddy? Or is that just another dude? Or you don't know?
Say that again?
Is the guy that you say she's with, is that the man that her 3 daughters is with? Or is that a different guy?
It says that they were dating and then they end up getting married. It doesn't say if he's the father of her children or not.
Oh, see. So,
you know.
I don't want to speak before I do some research, but yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. Right. I'll be back. Hold on.
Right. But no, just getting back to the fact that our sisters, you know, this sister right here, she's speaking some truths, right? And some of this truth, a lot of the sisters that she speaks to are biting back at her. They don't like it. They don't like it. You know, they shut her down in her comments. They talk about how she don't know what she's talking about, this and that and all that. But at the same time, how can she turn someone to believe what she says when just the way she dressed shows that she's actually speaking of, well, let me say it like this. Our women dress very, matter of fact, let me go ahead and get a precept. I'm just going to do this real quick because I just thought about some. Go to Isaiah. I'm going to go to Isaiah 3, Uriah. I keep saying Uriah, Salaki, Yaquab. Give me, I just want Isaiah 3 and verse 16.
I'm there. I'm already there. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes, walking and menacing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet.
Con, just hold right there real quick. It says, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right? They think they don't, you know, their stuff don't stink, right? They got these attitudes, right? They walk with stretched forth necks. Can't nobody tell them nothing, right? Can't nobody say, woman, sit your down, right? Go over there, be quiet, right? They don't want that. They want to be in control. And because of that, the Most High cursed them. Put these curses on us, right? Now we look at this sister Love Dorsey. I'm not trying to put the sister down. She's talking a lot of good facts about how about where we are as a society of people today. But at the same time, she's not modest. She's not dressing modest. She says she's training and teaching her daughters, but look what she's teaching them. Her daughters are going to be can actually fall into what she's saying that she's trying to prevent. They're going to fall into that because they're going to be enticing men to look at them like their mama look, as a whore, right? So I just want to add that in there real quick. Let's get back to the.
Hey, so just before we continue, Posa is not the father of her children. Just want to put that.
You looked okay. Yeah, it was Posa.
She's a baby mama.
Yep.
And he probably don't wear the pants, so she got the Tony Braxton voice, and it matches probably how she act.
That's
so,
right.
Something else to think about. She could be teaching her daughters the right way to act, but it's very possible that she might not act this way all the time at her own house.
But we also
most women that speak this order dress a certain way, right? And when they have a man, they wouldn't be teaching their daughters to move and dress and look a certain way while having a man, and the man's not with them in public and stuff like that, right? They on the couch amongst, a rap promoter and manager, the black dude sitting next to him, and a famous DJ Scream in the other room, right? And whoever the big girl is. So it's like, and she's a singer. We know what happens in Atlanta. So it's like the fact that she's talking the way she's talking, and she's a baby mama herself, and she dresses the way she dresses. She's saying right things. Everything she's saying is facts, and I agree with it so far. But doesn't match, what I'm saying? It doesn't seem like the things she's saying match the content of her character completely, right? Which is what we try to fix too. And that's the reason why the scriptures in reference to a woman, they talk about, your spirit being aligned with the way you dress and the way you carry yourself, right? Those are supposed to be things that align and that things that people notice when they come into the room. So that's what I want y'all to realize, right? Shalom, King.
Shalom. Y'all Bashem Yahweh Barakatah.
Wait a minute, who just popped in? All right, that was quick. All praises. Soldier, how you doing? How about Shema Barakatah? Soldier Antonio. All praises.
Y'all Bashem Yahweh Barakatah.
Con. Let's get back into let's go ahead and get back into the reaction to this video here real quick. Let me read this. It says Soldier Casadia says Eve today is proud to be single mothers, proud about running the father away, proud about asking Esau for child support, proud about EBT, proud about having multiple sex partners, just proud. And that's all facts for today. I can name a few young sisters that I know for a fact this is going on today. And I'm an older brother, but I have some in my own family that are going through this. I'm sure that all of us are dealing with this in some way. Some family member dealing with these type of issues when it comes to single parent homes, right? Most of the time it's a single mother, right? There are some single fathers, but most of the time it's a single mother. And to be honest, it's set up that way too, by the way. It's set up so that the mother more than likely receives and gets the actual custody of the children, right? She's put in that position, like the ladies, the young lady in the black said earlier, they were given something that they were not built for, right? To be a father and a mother, to work, to do all these things, right, and still uphold this household. That's too much. It's not what our women were created for. They were created to actually be helpmeets to the husband, right? So let's go ahead and finish this real quick. Go back to it. Here we go.
Advantage of all our new rights, be boss bitches, start businesses, earn all this money, but then you don't know anything about being submissive in your household.
Ooh.
Like, men want respect.
Ooh, that's a big one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get to that, but I want to get somebody get me stay in Isaiah chapter 3 and get verse 12.
Isaiah chapter 3 verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to error, and destroy the way of thy paths.
In short, right here, this is talking about the children ruling over or oppressing, the elders oppressing the community, right? But it says that the women rule over them, right? Right here, that's the boss bee right there in the scriptures. That's the boss bee attitude right there. That's the spirit of the boss bee right there. right? The independent, can't nobody tell me what to do. I'm going to raise my children how I want, right? I'm going to make sure that they listen to what I tell them to do, right? Their daddy ain't here. He ain't got nothing to say, right? So they lead these children, the daughters and the sons, to err, right? To err in their ways, right? And soldiers, I got y'all up here, right? Y'all got precepts, y'all got something or a comment to make, bring it out. If you got a personal experience, bring it out. Like I said, I want this class to be where we're all understanding that we realize this goes on in our community today, but we're also going to show what are the solutions, right? At the end of this, we're going to show what the solutions are to this issue that's going on. All right. So if anyone got anything to say, go ahead and open up in Salakia and bring it on out. We're gonna go ahead and continue.
Over love any day.
Right.
So it's like, in order for you to really be that woman in your household, you got to be able to take that hat off at the door from that business. You might be the top realtor. You might have 3-4 salons or got that online hair brand, but can you turn that shit off and be a woman at home? Because a nigga don't give a fuck about you being a boss in the house.
Right.
Bitch, this nigga don't put his mic down. Like, fuck, you ain't gonna talk.
Where you think our culture, when that changed though? Like, when you think in Black culture that all changed?
So for me, I mean, I could go way back, but I like to just kind of bring it to a, okay, so on the surface level, late 1960s, early 1970s,
when the welfare took the niggas out the houses.
Yes, them fucking welfare programs. And I see so many people trying to rebuttal the fuck out of this online. It is a fact that those programs were set up a certain way to continue with the economically castrating black males, but then also putting our mindset in a space where psychologically we raise our children to not be supportive of the family unit.
Oh man, right now she's bringing out the curses. She don't know it, right? But we know it, right? She's bringing out the curses, right? I mean, she's literally breaking it down without having any knowledge. Well, let me not say she has any knowledge, but in her speech.
Nah, bro, I'm sure she has no knowledge. So I think you said that correct. She just the spirit got her saying things we know is true.
That's true. There you go. That's a good way to say it. That's a good way to say it. It got her saying things that we know is true, and we can see them in the scriptures, right? She talked about the setup, right? The welfare, right? This was set up. Now we can go all the way back. There's a book, if anyone's familiar with a book called The Willie Lynch Letter, right? Now I'll say this: the Willie Lynch Letter. Some say that it's fiction, and that's okay, because when you read the book, you find things that the story brings about. We can actually find these things in history, right? That took place, even from the slaves themselves, slave diaries that told of the things that happened on the plantations, right? So, but in that book, it talked about how the best way for economics and for sound mind of the slave owner was to change the roles of the father and the mother, right? The man and the woman. Make the man, break him down to the point where the woman sees him not at all as a savior or a help to her, right? To be helpless, right? Beating him, hanging him, whatever they need to do in front of the mother and the child, leaving the mother basically independent to herself and only being able to depend on the slave master, right? And in that, what happens psychologically, the mother ends up, because she doesn't want her sons to go through what the father went through, trains the son to come up to be very obedient and to be very physically, strong and obedient to the master, but yet mentally and emotionally weak. At the same time, having her daughter being raised as being independent versus being dependent, which is the natural thing for our sisters, is to be dependent on the man, right? So these things happen way back in slavery, and as we see generations forward, it's just progressed and it's gotten worse, and it's got to a point where we're now doing reactions about why our women and why our families, even fathers, are broken apart, right? Let's go ahead and continue.
And when you go all the way back to slavery, like, the number one thing,
hold on, let's bring that out real quick. Somebody get Psalms 80, was it Psalms 83?
Brown, I think you're right, bro. I think she do beat her chest when she's screaming at her dude.
Right. Yep. Give me Psalms 83.
Talk.
Con.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. Continue.
Go ahead, Con, continue.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
Con. So it says that they wanted to cut us off from being a nation, the name of Israel be no more in remembrance, right? But in order to do that, what do they have to do? They have to develop crafty counsel, right? The welfare system, right? Crafty counsel, right? Which involves EBT, cash assistance, all those things. Assistance in housing, all those programs that they developed, right? So where they had the mothers, they put stipulations on the mothers in order to receive these so-called state benefits, right? These are set up to break up the family structure. These are set up to where the mother now becomes the head of the household, right? And she don't know how to head the household. That's not her position. But because of the crafty counsel, I should say because of the disobedience of our people, we have been put in a situation where our oppressors are constantly giving us things to keep us in the position that we're in. All right. Let's go with, you know what? Let's go ahead and continue. Because there's some good things that's still coming up. We haven't got there yet. Captain Salakia, do you know where the timestamp is where she started speaking about, what was the other part that I wanted to, because I didn't write that down. I don't have it written down in my notes, but she spoke about how, she spoke about when it comes to relationship. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and continue. We'll get to that later.
Way to control a nigga, take the mind, keep the body strong, but take the fucking mind. They'll work hard towards your agenda without thinking twice about what the hell they doing. And it, really, even when you go back to slavery, it started with females. That's why they took the biggest, strongest male nigga, bring them in front of all the women and kids, beat the fuck out of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Similar to what we seeing today. When you see niggas being murdered over and over again, they publicizing that. It's everywhere. Police killing niggas, niggas killing niggas. It's constantly being put in front of our faces. So you show that this nigga looks strong, but he ain't really strong compared to the system or the white man, so to speak. Just giving you the imagery, right? So then you got mothers raising children based on, let me train my children up. My boys, I'm gonna baby them. I'm gonna, raise them a certain way to.
They're basically desensitizing our people to the black male masculinity.
And so now we used to seeing niggas get fucked up to the point where we okay with fucking niggas up.
We used to seeing niggas not being solid in no capacity. Of shit. Like niggas get locked up, they tell. You know what I'm saying? Niggas bitching up in all type of ways. So it's like, it's just like, this shit, it's really okay now.
Go ahead.
You talking about when she started talking about them having to wrap it up and stuff?
Yeah. But I don't want that. Yeah.
It's like, it's long because today I was watching it and I stopped at 56 minutes and they still talking about that.
Wow.
At 41 minutes, they talking about that. So I don't know when it start. I just know that's the longest part of the conversation.
Okay.
It might start around like 20, 30 minutes, something like that.
Right.
I'll find it in a second.
Let's go back a little bit here.
Niggas get locked up, they tell.
Okay. Now the brother just said niggas get locked up, they tell, right? If we look at the family structure of how the family's supposed to be set up, right? And we ain't even got to use the Bible. I'm just saying how America has a family structure, because a lot of the other nations, they know the hierarchy of the family, right? We're the only ones that don't go about it, don't go about that, right? But where is now the brother's bringing out things about how the young boys end up developing these emotional characteristics, right? Which is where a lot of our emotional brothers, when I say emotional brothers, if a brother step on somebody's shoe, they ready to shoot. Look at the girl the wrong way, they're ready to kill you. They react emotionally, right? They don't use the wisdom of what the scriptures say, right? Because they're already in sin, right? So they don't know any better, right? But the emotional reactions of our brothers, especially, I see it all the time. It's almost like I can even always, I'm not saying that I do this all the time, but there are times when I can tell when a brother was raised by his mother and not by his father because of his emotions, right? He wears them on his sleeve. Whether it be he gets emotionally violent or he gets emotionally distraught, whatever the case may be, those are characteristics when there's not a father in the home. I know that, like, for instance, I coached for 25 years. I coached all my boys, right? All my sons. I have 4 sons, 1 daughter. I coached all my sons in sports, right? Whenever they got down about something, whatever they hurt themselves in the game, whenever a ball hit them somewhere and it hurt, typically what a coach says is, you know what, you all right, toughen up. Don't cry, suck it up, right? You're a big boy, you know what I'm saying? That's what you got to do. That's how you learn. It's going to be okay. You're going to be all right. Get up and it's going to make you stronger.
It's adversity, son. Push through.
Right. But what is a mother's reaction to when a child falls, he's riding his bike and he falls and scrapes his knee?
Baby, that nigga.
Oh, it's okay, baby. Right. She's showing she's giving her God-given characteristic of being emotional, going with emotion, and our children feed off of that, right? If a son is seeing his mother constantly always in arguments with men in the house, it's not his father, or how she reacts to certain things is always with a bunch of emotion, and he's 4 or 5 years old, he's gonna mimic what he sees his mother do, right? Let's continue.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas bitching up in all type of ways. So it's just like,
boss, if you want that part, you're going to start at like 35 and go to 40.
Okay, con.
But like the main gist without all the cussing.
Con.
It's going to be some cussing, of course, but not all the cussing. So
right. Let's go ahead.
Yep, this shit, it's really okay now. Because it's accepted. There's no consequences to this shit.
And if you understand psychology and conditioning, you show a bitch something over and over again enough times, I don't give a fuck who you are. It's going to affect your mind.
Yeah.
Me, y'all included. Show a motherfucker with an agenda over and over the same type of shit. We don't even realize we programmed to believe black men ain't shit before you even interact with a black man that ain't shit. It's in your mind. You know what I mean? So you got to.
So look, I don't mean to cut you out, but this is okay. Speaking on that about believing that a nigga ain't shit before you even for real see the nigga ain't shit. There was this thing on Instagram the other day. It was a girl talking. Shout out to my boy Finessers Only. They were having a conversation about getting to know, like she was speaking from a female's perspective. So she was saying you got to get to know a nigga's family, how he was raised, if he watched his mom get beat on, you know what I'm saying, all that shit, because it's almost guaranteed that he's gonna repeat that cycle. And she was saying, if I find out that a nigga watched his mama get beat on, or if I find out that he did certain other things or whatever, I'm not fucking with him because I know that he's gonna be like that. And my thing is, I don't agree with that, because some people have a reverse reaction to that type of shit. Like, I saw my mama get beat on, so I don't want anybody else that I love to have to go through that. So I'm going to make sure that, you know, I'm the right kind of man to not beat on women and, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of shit. And I also feel like I feel like everybody deserves a fair chance.
Yeah.
At least once.
Yeah.
Like, if you give a nigga a chance, you know what I'm saying, and then he shows you, okay, this is what I'm about to turn into, then okay, yeah, get the fuck on. But you can't just prejudge people and automatically be like, okay, this is what you saw or whatever, so I'm not fucking with you because this is what you're going to turn into, because that's what has niggas afraid to open up in the first place, because they already feel like, okay, if I tell this bitch what's going on with me, then she's going to make an assumption and think that she knows how to play me or knows how to treat me, and it doesn't.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit. She's not really saying
everything
with what I had.
With everything. And it's like, so it makes generations after them not be able to confront shit. So
let me go back to it.
Do different, or I'm shy away from that until we get to know each other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even in our upbringing,
she said what she's saying is right.
She's saying the right shit. But basically, all the shit boiled down to, man, mental illness, bro. Everything. Everybody fucked up a little bit. So how you gonna get with another motherfucker that's fucked up and both of y'all fucked up? it ain't gonna work out.
Trauma bonded.
You gotta get.
So and the brother made a good statement, right?
Slocky.
Go ahead, Con.
I got a precept. Isaiah 9:16.
Hold on. Can we get somebody to read that for him? One of the other soldiers. Soldier Antonio, get Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16.
Why you can't read it?
I was getting ready to. It don't matter.
I said, why you can't read his own precept?
Well, I was gonna let him break it down and let the other brother read it. We got brothers up here tonight. All praises.
You read it and break it down. No.
Yeah, Soldier Antonio, get Isaiah chapter 9. You said verse 16.
Con out of one.
Yep.
Con. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 9 and verse 16. For the leaders of this people cause them to err, and they that are led of them are destroyed.
So one, like we're talking about how our women, they've become our leaders now, and everyone that's just being led by these women they're gonna end up being destroyed. Go to the next verse, bro.
Verse 17. Therefore Yahweh shall have no joy in their young men, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly. For all this his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
So that's why we continue to get all these punishments, because everybody's speaking folly. None of them are really going to the word of God to get their overall way of fixing the household problem. They're just sitting back, listening to her talk. I mean, yeah, she making some good points, but it's like she not really going to the scriptures to really have stone evidence of how we gonna fix the household setting. They just speaking folly, and nothing will ever really get done. The Most High gonna stay angry, gonna keep punishing the youth, the young men, the widows, everybody. It's just gonna stay the same. Ain't nothing gonna change until they go back to the word of God.
Hey, Salaki, read that last verse again, because that's a good precept.
Isaiah 9 and verse 17. Therefore Yahweh shall have no joy in their young men.
So look,
neither shall have
these women, right? The women running the fatherless household, they're raising up men that the Most High is not going to have joy in, and we see this, right? That's part of why not called it monsters, right? Especially when we're speaking from the standpoint of the men that come from the household. I know up to this point we've basically been talking about the women, but the young men that come from these households, that's what the hell they are. That's your NBA young boys. Yeah, Lil Nas X come from a 2-parent household, but his dad wasn't really in the household the whole time, right? So he's basically from a mother's household. And what you call it? It's a bunch of people. Damn near all your rappers, right? Your Lil Durk. All the niggas that be killing people and rapping about it. Right?
Lil
all the
Wayne.
crazy kids on television. Huh?
Say Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne. You're loving hip hop stars and stuff like that. All them people, right? The Cardi B's and all them other world. Meg the Stallions and stuff. So it's like these people, you basically see the product when it's out there. And they're the people that predominantly Esau is also choosing to give stardom and a reputation to, because it's also pushing more people in that lifestyle to think, well, even though I come from this, it's going to be easy for me to do something, right? Not that it's supposed to be harder for you to do something if you come from a single parent household, but the glorification that they're giving the specific people from those households, they're not glorifying the, would be a good product that came from that. Shoulders. You might have had in the household you lived in, but both of your parents was in your life, right? So you still had a balance. You still got to see what was what. Or your pops might not have been there, but your dad, your mom got with another man who became your stepfather, right? And he trained you up in the way you should go. So your real pops didn't raise you, but your mom and your stepdad did. Like whatever the situation is, they don't usually take people from that type of environment to raise them up and to make them stars and give them that type of glory and stardom. So it puts them in a situation where, like the brother's gonna read on in a second, most of these people that come from this lifestyle are hypocrites, even when they know something, like we see this lady does, right? She's saying things as she knows, right? Because of experiences that she's been in. But like we've been saying the whole time we've been watching it, the way she dresses and the way she carries herself, the way she talks as a lady, it's not becoming of the things she's speaking, right? She can't say a sentence without dropping an F-bomb or calling somebody a MFer or calling a woman a B word. You know what I'm saying? Or saying the P word or something, right? She can't say a sentence in the whole video in 13 minutes without cussing. But she's talking about how women should carry themselves. When she raised her left arm up too high, you're going to see the little sticky that's covering her nipples because she ain't got nothing under it. But she's talking about how women should carry themselves. And she got a man with 3 daughters while talking about how women should carry themselves. So continue on just a second, Antonio, just to finish that verse.
Con. Neither, Isaiah 9:17, neither shall have mercy on their fatherless and widows. For everyone is an hypocrite and an evildoer, and every mouth speaketh folly.
You see that?
For all.
So even though she's speaking good things, her actions are still folly. And a lot of the things that's coming out her mouth that ain't the good things is like, basically, if she ain't saying the fact or why she's saying the fact, it's still folly coming out of her mouth, right? And it's folly along with the other people in the room with it too. So it's like, even though she's saying the right thing, is it really gonna fall on the right ears? Because it's the girl or the boy that hears what she's saying and can actually apply what she's saying to their life. Is it actually gonna be something that they choose to follow because of how she's carrying herself? Right? She don't look like any different than the girls that be on the Instagram and stuff like that. So, like, just because she's saying something different, is that gonna make them listen to her? Or you think they're gonna rather listen to the girls that match the way she's dressed and the way she acts and all that type of stuff, the way she talks and the way she carries herself? So I just think that's, something to point out, because the way our women dress is different, which is why it hits different when they say something, because you can see that the stuff that they say, they're actually applying to their life. They're not hypocritical with it, right? So I just wanted to point that out there. That was good. Good precept, Jane. Good reading, Antonio.
The water.
Knock, you on mute. My bad. I was telling you on mute, and I muted myself. My bad.
Water. Soldier Raya, I'm going to read what he put up here. He says, man, I'm afraid of how my 14-year-old daughter is going to turn out every day. It's a battle. I'm 100% in her life. But because her mom is a single mom of 2, no matter what, I'm facing an uphill battle, right? And, we in our captivity, right? What's going on with our families? What's going on with our families was already prophesied to happen, right? When we come into this truth, we got to do what the Bible says, right? And pray that the Most High's will for our children is to make that relationship better, right? To get your children to listen to the things that the Father, who's in this truth, is doing, right? That's why where's the matter of fact? Get Proverbs 22:6. I brought that out on a verse of the day, actually. Somebody get that for me real quick.
Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
That's right. So, even though we might have these single mothers who are not in the truth, who don't know that what they're doing is sin, they don't know that they're actually teaching their children death instead of life. If me as a father, my children's mother is not in the truth, so when they're with her, I pray to the Father and say, hey, Lord, I pray that you keep my sons sound and safe. But when they're with me, I'm teaching them this word, right? And that's all I can do. That's all I can do, right? That's all I can do. For those who are in this truth, and you have single mothers, that's why I say, drop these comments in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us have either personally experienced these things or know someone who has or still is experiencing our children being raised in these fatherless homes, and we see the result of of the problem of that, right? We see that every day. Let's go ahead and finish up on this. Let's get back to here.
Get some help. We gotta get some help.
It is, but for me, the root is in our upbringing, right?
Exactly.
Like you can overcome, anything you've been through based on understanding that shit. Really looking at the traumas, how it affected you, the beliefs that was programmed into you, your paradigms and shit about life. But the other part of it is we don't want to be real that there's a problem with the way we're being raised.
Exactly.
And y'all know in our community, old folks don't want you to tell them they did shit wrong. They want to pass on. I did the best I could on everything
with what I had.
With everything, and it's like it makes generations after them not be able to confront shit. So niggas and bitches is walking around with mental health issues.
They don't even know.
If I go to therapy,
undiagnosed.
If I go to therapy and even start talking about this, and they start bringing up things from my childhood, pulling it out of me, I got the damn fight with mama. She gonna damn near want to knock me out. Even as an adult, because I'm saying things that makes her feel some type of way.
Yeah, exactly.
Because her ass needs some therapy too.
Because she don't even know how to control her emotions.
Generation.
And then that all goes back to accountability too, because the whole not taking nothing away from older people or no shit like that, but I did the best of what I could when I had and all that shit, that kind of negates accountability.
Yeah, it does.
Because that's the excuse
if we keep
for
it
the
real,
accountability.
it does. And I'm gonna tell y'all, like when I was growing up, you couldn't tell grown people they was lying, even if they was lying. You could know that they flat out telling the lie. You're gonna get popped in your motherfucking mouth if you say that. So it's like from a young age, we was trained to like fuck with flaw shit. If you raised in one of them households where they might
Man, I'm sorry. If I didn't see what she looked like, I would
think she was a big woman with blonde hair, a boozy fade, and tattoos on her face.
God. Yep. That's
maybe
exactly.
some overalls with some Nike Jordans, black Air Force Ones. Never mind, black Air Force Ones. Or some Timbs.
I want to fast forward.
Flapped over in the front.
I'm going to fast forward this part a little bit. Let's go to about because
you get a loan away from both of them, you crazy as hell.
Flawed in the bitch. We be 6, 7 flawed in the bitch.
Nah, that's facts. Because a woman will tell you, if a nigga just say, I don't want to be in a relationship no more, she'll tell them kids, he left us.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now nigga be like, why my dad, like so many niggas in this world feel like, why my daddy leave me? No, bro, I left this bitch because she was crazy and I know I won't end up doing the wrong shit.
Yep.
Right.
Now, but you can't say that. All single mothers got a deadbeat baby daddy, and they all went through some damsel in distress struggle that he left them with. I'm so over that shit. I see that shit and I be like, these bitches got to think we retarded to keep believing this narrative. Like we seeing hoes outright trap niggas. We seeing bitches outright crazy as fuck and niggas is walking away from them. And them bitches making it, you gonna walk away from the child too if you leave me alone. We seeing the parental alienation. We seeing hoes like.
And another thing too is a lot of these niggas are not legitimized, so they technically.
God.
See what I'm saying? Like it's hard for. When I was listening to this on my own at work, I'm listening because I'm like, yeah, she's telling the truth. But now that we in the spirit and we sitting here, we in front of the Bibles and everything, the way she's talking makes it hard to digest any of the information that she's saying.
Right. But she got
as a person with sound mind. You said what?
She got a little truth to what she's saying, though, But
no, it's a lot of truth to what she's saying, but it's hard to digest because of the way she's saying it. Like, not that it's harsh or wrong, but like, the stuff she's saying, you would picture a woman that's like, I don't know, becoming of a lady is saying it in a real ladylike way. You know what I mean? And that's the way that just when you picturing the things that she's saying in the way that you would think that it's supposed to be said, and the way that it would be said, and who it would be said by. Like Nak was saying, if you had your eyes closed and this wasn't a visual presentation and you're listening to this woman speak, you'd probably think it was the lady that was out in, Diddy and TD Jakes and stuff, the girl with the short hair and stuff, whatever her name is, right? So it's like that's the same situation. It, to me, now that I'm looking at it, I'm actually getting to see it because I didn't get to see none of this while I was listening to it the first time because I was at work. I was just listening to it. But now that I'm seeing the visual presentation, the stuff she's saying doesn't match her look, and it's important. Like the reason knockers in the music industry, he'll tell you this, right? For a message to get out there and to make sense, there's a psychological thing that has something to do with the way you look and stuff like that, as far as where people are going to take it seriously, right? With music and stuff like that. The reason they make the women and stuff dress like how she's dressed, because for those of y'all that don't know, she's a singer, right? An R&B singer. So, and she's an R&B singer that's, trying to teach women in a world where they ain't really caring about R&B like they would have back in the day, right? The R&B songs still talk about the same stuff that the rap girls, the Ice Spices and the Meg the Stallions and the Cardi B's is talking about. It ain't like old school R&B music. You know what I mean? Where folks actually talked about love. And I think she talks about that in this video too, where she says that a lot of the people got pregnant not off of relationships that involve love. It was just because, the sex felt good without a rubber.
Right.
So,
and you know what? That's
facts.
That's facts. That's just straight up facts.
So, like, I say that just to say real quick, like, there's something that has to do with the way she's dressing and the fact that maybe her message doesn't get out to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Many of the people in the world don't know her as a marriage consultant or this person that they portrayed her to be on Big Facts. They know her as a singer because, it's possible that the way she dresses and the way she carries herself and the way she speaks doesn't make it easy to actually digest and take seriously what she's actually saying, even though it's facts, right? So I wanted to put that out there too for you ladies that dress modestly and stuff like that. It means something when y'all speak because y'all look like y'all carry yourselves the way that y'all are telling people to carry themselves, right?
That's right.
It matches. When the look matches, it makes it more effective, as opposed to, when you look like that and you're trying to tell somebody what, to act the way a modest woman would act. You know what I'm saying? Because that's basically what she's saying. She's trying to teach women how to be ladies, but she doesn't carry herself as a lady. That's the issue. So,
go ahead.
But, precept Ecclesiasticus 1 and 29. Be not a hypocrite.
Slack it. We're gonna let you break it down. Let's get
get that one.
I got you.
I got it.
I got you.
Con, all praise, another soldier grab that for him.
Con, that's 1 and 29.
Con at all.
Con. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 1 and verse 29. Be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest.
All right, that's it. But that's what Officer Knock was just saying. Like, if you gonna dress the part, you gotta speak the part too. Like, you can't do one and not the other, because at that point, people are not gonna take you serious. As for, just for the brothers, like, you can't be out here trying to check somebody and you don't even got your beard, or you don't got your fringes, and that's what, or you eating swine and you trying to check somebody else. Is the same thing. It's not just on the women. Like, if women know, if you're gonna be trying to reach out and educate another young sister, like, make sure you looking the part and talking the part. Don't be a hypocrite. That's it.
And I want to address Sister Jahaziel because she makes a good point in this. She says she has an audience that understand that speech, and I pray that it helps wake up someone. Okay, cool, that's fine. Because the Most High, He does things that that are beyond our understanding. But let's also go ahead, Captain.
No, I'm gonna let you finish.
There are some things that we don't understand the Most High. We don't have His understanding, right? But we have to understand with this, what we're bringing out is the fact that we are, those of us who are in the truth, right? The sister here is given facts, but when we get to the point of where they ask, so what are the solutions? That's what we have the issue with, right? So she can talk, she might know the lingo, she might know how to speak, she might know, the swag of how they talk, but that's not changing anything if she's not getting the solutions that are found in these in our book, right? So, but I understand, there's a lingo now that the young crowd, they talk a certain way, they say certain things. I don't even understand them half the time now, right? So if I went, go ahead, Cap.
So, like, I am young, right? I'm from this generation, and I'm from the same place that all these people from. I'm from Atlanta. I talk like this when I'm not on the channel with y'all. If we're being real, right? If we're speaking facts. And if you ever been outside of the channel with me, you know how I talk, right? I often don't say a sentence without saying a cuss word. That's how I speak. That's how everybody down here speak, the men and the women. What I'm trying to say is, I know that they're not listening to what she's saying because the girls that have this speech that she talk with, they the ones that she's talking about be talking about her on the internet because it don't match the way she's speaking. That's what I'm saying. So I'm actually saying in order for her to be more effective, she's gonna have to change her look and start dressing like y'all because it's not affecting. And she actually admitted to that at the beginning of the class. She said that they be talking to her online, they call her a pick me and all that stuff because even though she talk and act like them and that's her audience, they ain't listening to this part of the stuff that she's, speaking to the audience. They listening to her music because her music is that, F nigga if he did you bad, blah, blah, blah crap. She an R&B singer. She put out what they want to hear. But away from the R&B, she's saying this type of stuff. So that's what I'm trying to say, like it don't match. And then she's dressing like the R&B singer that talks like Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion while trying to tell them this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she ain't changed her speech. Like y'all know how Monique was talking about code switching on stage. She's one person. She's from Baltimore and she cussing all that type of stuff. But when she in an interview or something, she's ladylike. She don't use no cuss words. She speaks like a woman, right? That's married. This woman you would think would be the same way because that's how she's talking, right? But she ain't really carrying herself like that. She's one way the whole time. And that's what I'm trying to say. That need to change a little bit. And even us as Israelite men, we're realizing how that need to change a little bit. And we're learning how to change our approach in some instances. Because sometimes that's necessary, right? It's not so much that you're giving them smooth things or that you're changing the message or that you're trying to tone down the message or anything. But some things have to look a certain way for it to be accepted the way it's supposed to be. That's all I'm trying to say.
Who says Salaki?
Salaki. Just to let me back off that, she in entertainment mode. She in entertainer mode, trying to say some real progressive things for the youth, and them two don't go together.
Good point.
You can't be an entertainer just like the Adam one brought up that Monique is one way on stage because she's being an entertainer. She's in the mode of being an entertainer. That's not when she's saying some real stuff. That's when she's saying something to make you laugh or, get outside the subject. But you trying to talk real and come to them like you can't be in entertainment mode, So
yeah, like I wouldn't mind the cussing and stuff because, like I said, I talk like that. I don't think that's conversation for another time. But the words don't bother me, right? It's the way it's the look that goes with the words more so, right? You can't tell a woman to act like a lady, but you don't dress like one. Because typically, like the scriptures say, we know this from the scriptures, right? In Sirach, we know a woman by how he looks and eyelids, right?
Right.
So the way you look can transpire and can translate to the way you act. And if you look a certain way, but you're telling people not to act the way you look, it could be hard to take you seriously.
Right.
That's what we learn in the scriptures. And I'm saying, I ain't worried about the way she's saying it. I'm saying the way she's saying it plus her look is going to make it difficult for women to take what she's saying seriously. Because the women that talk like her, that can accept her speech, they dressing like her, and they don't give a damn about that crap she's saying. That's all I'm trying to say.
It's all of, hey, Captain just brought it up. It's all about perception, and that's the point. It's all about perception, what people perceive of you, right? If I'm at the mall and I see some woman walk by and they got on skin tight, I don't know what they call them, look like all up in their butt, all up in their front, all up, chest out, right? And let's say I see some brothers go over there and they go and smack one of the girls on the butt. And she turn around like, what you doing? What you doing? Well, don't be putting your hands on me. Well, sister, what you got on? I'm not saying that you, how can I say this without it sounding like it was caused? But in a sense, it does cause an issue with women being looked at as meat instead of a woman, right? They want to be respected as a civilized sister, but they dress like an uncivilized hoe, and then get mad when a brother approaches them because he's perceiving that that's the type of girl I seen at the club. She had the same outfit on, right?
Hey, but that's what made me say something, right? Because when I said something, she had just finished calling the women, hoes be da-da-da-da-da. And I'm thinking to myself, but you dressing like a hoe. You calling them hoes. Why they don't stop acting like hoes?
Right.
That's what I was
Salakia.
thinking.
Right.
And it didn't
Go
hit
ahead,
me
go ahead.
when I first heard it because I didn't see what she looked like when she was saying this stuff, right?
Right.
Like I knew who she was, but I figured she probably had on a dress that was fully covering the body or whatever, or a leather outfit, something that an R&B singer would wear, but not, you know, that. And
Right.
I'm thinking, you know, she's saying stuff that make it easy to listen to what she's saying, but she's not really doing that. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it, when you got the visual with the stuff being said, the perception can not be taken seriously. That's all I'm trying to say.
Go ahead, Antonio.
Salakia, that just bring me to James 1:8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So you portraying this image and calling women hoes and this, that, and the third, but you telling them to not be a hoe. Like it just it don't make sense.
Salakia. And when she was making the point, saying hoes, I feel like she was making a true point though, saying I can't remember exactly what time it was at, but it was like women are making the excuse of like the man leaving them and this and that, and like they're painting this picture. She was like, I hope these hoes don't think people still believe that. That's what I think she was making a statement like that. Basically, like, because the men are leaving because the women are not trying to be submissive to the men. Because I mean, I'm not gonna say men out here are perfect, but a lot of men are out here trying to do the right things, but the women are not allowing them to do it because of how the system has been, you know, made up, going back from Willie Lynch, slavery, all of that. Like they don't know how to be submissive, and it's pushing the man out of the house. And I have a precept for that.
Somebody get the precept for him.
It's gonna be Proverbs 21:19.
Proverbs.
I got you. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 21 and verse 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman.
Appreciate that, brother. But that's the reason why most men are leaving the house, because you have a contentious, angry woman that you're dealing with. Most of the time, they not trying to. You tell them, we're not going to keep Christmas. Why we ain't doing Christmas? My grandma always did Christmas. We've been doing this all our lives, and it ain't been like, yo, like, if I'm the man, let me be the man, and I'm putting my foot down, saying we're not keeping Christmas. It shouldn't be any contention with it. It should be, yo, this is my man. I know he's the head. He's gonna lead us in the right direction, me and the family. So I'm gonna follow him. But that's not what they're doing. They're trying to be the head. And that's why most men are trying to leave. And it's because it's better to be in the wilderness. That's what the scriptures tell you. It's better to just go be on your own. Go ahead, brother.
Just to lay me back off what you got, I got Ephesians 5:22.
Hold on, I got it for you. Hold on, I got it for you. You see, because we was going to go there, but I'll go ahead and get it out now. Ephesians 5. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 5, and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord.
Keep going.
For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the savior of the body.
So when you're dealing with a righteous man, as the brother just brought out, yo, we ain't celebrating Christmas. Put my foot down. He's getting that direct. He's getting that order straight from Christ and the Most High. And so when he implements that in his own house, the wives have a job to do when that is brought out. But as we see, that's not being done. So, man, that's what we get.
So this is, for anyone who's come in the room a little later, let me go ahead and go back to what I said at the beginning. This is not to bash our sisters. This is to edify, right? Because we see the issues going on. Those of us who are trying to keep the commandments, who are trying to be in the spirit, who are trying to come out and teach our people, wake our people up, this is what we are commanded to do. It's not like, it's just what we're commanded to do. Those of us who are in truth We're commanded to do this. We're commanded to bring up these topics. We're commanded to talk about these issues. We're commanded to say, you know what? She sounds good. She's on point. She has facts, but she doesn't have it all together yet. And so that's why we're here, right? That's why we're here to discuss this, because we're going to give solutions, which she's going to give some solutions, but let's just get there. Let me go ahead and continue with the video. Anybody got any precepts or anything you want to say? Anybody? Go ahead.
That's a great point that the brother not brought out too. We're not just trying to bash the sisters as well, because the brothers, they got a job to do too. If we go down to Ephesians 5:25.
I'll read it. It's the book of Ephesians. Get back to it, Salakia. Ephesians 5:25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
So you're supposed to take that same love that Christ and the Most High came with and extend that to your spouse as well. So you ain't just coming in to be brash and be hard and, yo, this is my house, so this is how it's going to go. You're supposed to be ordained by Yahweh Shah and the Most High, and your order is supposed to come directly from them. So you ain't saying nothing other than what they said and ordained to be happening in the household as well. So the man got to live up to that too. You know, they're supposed to study to show that self-approved, to know what Christ, Yahweh Shah, and Yahweh said as well. So I yield.
Yeah, all praises. I just got something sent to me from one of the officers. Let me see if I can pull this up here real quick. But let's go ahead and continue the video. God, here we go.
Don't have rights, and then even the ones that have rights
deal with them
don't want to go to court.
I don't want to even go through the
like,
mix of that. I ain't finna try to take my name down to the courthouse to sue for the baby. I ain't making no excuse for a nigga that don't take care of his kid. You know what I'm saying? You find a way. You find a way to goddamn put yourself on something. I don't know.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you on that one point though. For a lot of men, because I'm in the trenches with their ass, I disagree. No, it's a lot. What I'm saying is, it's a lot of niggas that, you know, they got the same, you know, narrative that I'm saying. If as a woman, if me and you had a baby, I could keep you from that baby if I wanted to.
But you get how?
If you want,
it's a way though.
It's
a way to get to your baby.
Listen, especially if you in the streets and you still currently in the streets, bro. Come on now.
Yeah, nigga,
we know how to keep a baby from a nigga. Like we gotta stop pretending like we don't know this shit, bro. We have a baby right now. You do me wrong, I can't get out my feelings, nigga. I'll make it where you never see this jit again. And I know hoes right now, they're gonna tell your ass that's what they do. They don't give a
now. And this is definitely prevalent in our communities. We have a lot of. I won't even just put that all on the women. I just think single parents in general will tend to use, when there's some type of animosity towards the other parent, tend to use the child as a bargaining chip, or tend to use a child against the other parent. More than likely that we see this with our mothers, right? For whatever reason. She gave the example that the nigga's on the street, you know what I'm saying? And if he ain't gonna basically owe up to his responsibilities, she gonna come back and be wicked as hell and try to force problems and conditions at the same time, not knowing that she's destroying her children, right?
So,
go ahead.
I got
this point. Oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
Man, this is just, it's crazy because exactly what she's saying is like part of the curses, like directly.
Right.
Deuteronomy 28:32.
John, let's go ahead and get it. I got it. I'll get it. Or Yaquab, can you get that?
Come on. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fell with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand.
She just told you that there will be nothing that you can do to see this child. And you know, you could take that in a way of them being given into another people, because she's under some kind of understanding that you don't need to be in this child's life, and that influence is coming from somewhere else other than herself.
That's spiritual, right?
So,
right. Yeah, all praises for that.
And I wanted to get Proverbs 19 and 13.
Kind of. I got it for you. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 19, and verse 13. A foolish son is the calamity of his father, and the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping.
Yeah. So son, he's gonna be at his he's not gonna turn out as good because he doesn't have a father around. And then the contentions of a wife are a continual dropping. She basically, when I see continual dropping, it's just like that when the water spigot on, and it's just like you trying to get some sleep and it's just dropping over and over. It's always irritating. It's always a problem. Like you have no mental rest. That's exactly how you're gonna feel when that contentious woman is coming at you. You can't see your kid. Give me child support money. Why you can't come pick up the child when I need him? No, it's like everything she do is going to be wicked towards you, and that's why I wanted to pull that precept. This is exactly what we were just talking about.
Kind of. Let me bring that.
So Lucky.
Go ahead.
I want to bring out real quick. Can someone get for me 1 Peter 5 and 8? Just because going on to the point of how it can create instability in the household and
hold on, I got it.
Wrong one.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
The water, right? So, right, the Most High, He tells us we gotta be looking out, right? If our households are divided, right, and children isn't with one parent or with the other parent, that leaves a perfect opportunity for enemy to come in and attack, not only the parent but also the children, So, I just wanted to bring that out really quick. Like the title says, it creates monsters, right?
Let's get that precept actually. Let's get that precept real quick. Somebody get that. It's in let me look at it. I wrote it down here. Somebody get let's see, where is that? Somebody get second Edris. Or did we bring that out? I thought I saw it. I thought I saw somebody post it. Somebody get second Edris chapter 5. Second Edris, chapter 5. Yep.
At the top.
Chapter 5 and verse 9. Verse 8. Start at verse 8.
Okay. So book of second Ezra, chapter 5 and verse 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and a minstrous woman shall bring forth monsters.
And that's where I got this title from, right? It says that the minstrous woman shall bring forth monsters, right? When our women are not in keeping up with the laws of God, right? When they're not following along with what the scriptures tell us to do, they're gonna fall off. They're gonna attach to someone. Because here's the thing: our women believe that they're independent, right? They don't realize they're very dependent. That's how they are. They're just not dependent on the right thing. They're not dependent on the Most High God, right? They're not dependent on keeping His laws, right? They're dependent on what the government and the oppressor gives them. Just like in the Willie Lynch letter, right? Says the best thing for best economics is to switch the roles, right? Make the mother feel like she has the power and control, right? But at the same time, her dependence is not on her husband or the father, but it's on the oppressor. That's her dependency, right? So let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and continue.
That's a great point, Edwin.
Fuck, nigga don't want to build me.
Like, you say something? Want to say something?
That's a great point.
Come on, go ahead.
Me and Captain Yawasat was just talking the other night, and he was like, the sisters, they're gonna get doctrine from somewhere, whether it's from yourself, whether it's from the world, like, you know what I mean? So that's a great point that you brought out.
That's a fact.
God. Let's go ahead and continue. There's there's so much in this video that this sister and that these brothers and sisters brought out that we see every day. And like Soldier Antonio said, it's like she's speaking the curses. And you know, and like Captain said, you know, through the spirit, he's allowing this to come out. Those who are in this understanding, you know, it's our job now to break these things down and give the real solutions of God's laws to our people. Let's go ahead and continue.
Nigga, you ain't finna be around my baby. It's finna be my baby. And anytime somebody bring you up, I'm gonna paint your ass to be a deadbeat. Even though you
wait a minute. Let me ask somebody. She said that the mother said it's my baby. I've heard that a lot, right? My baby, it's not our baby, it's my baby, right? What does that sound like? Where did they get this? Where did they get this feeling of authority to tell the father that the child that he, you know, that was conceived in her is just her baby, right? Using that evilness, using that wickedness against the father, right? That you know, something that it's always bugged me when I hear women say my baby, right?
willing to pull up and give money, buy shoot. Like you said, I ain't willing to get in front of them crackers and put myself out there because I'm knowing my baby mama get too upset. She'll tell them I still sell dope. Yeah. But bro, come on now. We got to start being honest about this shit. Same way we willing to be real that it's some deadbeat ass niggas. It's some hoes by the masses on this bullshit.
Overly.
What you think caused that though? Like, what you think caused them to be like that?
It go back to programming from let me put it like this, right? When you raised in a household,
fatherlessness.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, fatherlessness.
Single mother-headed households produce
talk like brothers at the barber.
And I'm gonna tell you,
that's why I be laughing.
Say that again, Cap.
I said she talk like niggas at the barbershop. That's why I'm sitting over here laughing because she be like she said stuff brothers be saying, but it's funny. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
God.
Y'all like when you so as a young girl, you being raised as no daddy around. You don't know what it feels like to get correction or be in the presence of a man as an authority figure. When you can have a man around, like your mama could have a man around or your daddy could have been around, but if he's not allowed to have influence, like make decisions without your mama.
Yeah, because I got a daddy, I don't act like that.
Yeah, and without your mama putting your 2 cents when a man make decisions, you ain't have no daddy around if he ain't have influence, right? So that's what I mean by fatherlessness. A nigga might be around, like your mama might have had a boyfriend or a stepdaddy, but that nigga couldn't tell y'all shit without her putting her 2 cents, or your daddy really couldn't make no decisions for y'all without your mama speaking on it. Fatherlessness, all that shit is.
And that also goes to the order in the household, right? The Most High gave us an order. Somebody get 1 Corinthians 11 and bring that out real quick. There's an order that the Most High gave to the family, for the family structure, right? Somebody get that real quick.
Come on. You want that at 3?
Con.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God.
Con. So we see that there's an order. There's the Most High God, there's Yahushai, there's the man, there's the woman, and then of course you have the children after that, right? Right? But our women are wanting to step over that, right, and become the head and the authority, right? And that's where we go off. That's why it's titled Single Mother-Raised Households Produce Monsters, right? And I'm not saying that the monsters being produced are someone who's going to end up in prison or anything like that. I'm basically saying she's not going to raise them up to keep the laws of the Most High God, right? Let me, real quick, go ahead. You got something? Go ahead.
No, Slucky, I agree, Con. Like, I come from the perspective of being in that type of situation. Fortunately, by the Most High's grace, I had both my parents in my life, but I did experience that. So, like brothers were saying earlier, like we have been those children, having a lot of opportunity, a lack of leadership, a lack of influence, like the lady was saying, and all it does is it allows opportunities for lawlessness, bad influence to come in and that creates monsters. So, now that we know, or as it's getting ready to be brought out, there are solutions, which is keeping the commandments, returning to the Most High, returning to the covenants. And are you?
God. You see, and I appreciate some of the brothers and sisters posting and putting their personal experiences in this, because this is something that needs to be brought out and talked about, right? We need to understand that we all have experienced this before, either in personal experience or someone, a family or friend, right? So this is, all praises for the Most High, designing everything the way He did, right? To wake me up at this time, right? You know what I'm saying? I don't complain that I'm at the age I am now and I'm just not getting this truth, because I'm on fire for it, right? I'm thankful that I'm able to have the opportunity to be able to teach my son something that I wasn't taught, right? And I grew up in a single mother, family raised home. I'm a product of that, right? I'm a product of my father leaving, right? I'm a product of my mother having to raise 4 boys by herself, right? You know what I'm saying? Working. We had certain appointments and meetings to get to. And I promise, when I played sports and different, I was in the band in school, I was late all the time because my mama didn't get home in time enough to get us there on time, right? So anyway, I don't want to go, and that's a whole nother thing I'm going to, but we all have these experiences, right? So let's go ahead and continue.
It's fatherlessness. So if you're a young girl and you raise your whole upbringing, 17, 18 years, you don't know what it feel like to be in the presence of a man that has some authority. How you gonna feel comfortable with this shit out in the world? This is why we end up struggling as young ladies trying to process and feel comfortable around y'all. I feel like a nigga trying to control you. Feel like you're trying to tell me what to do. Feel like you're trying to use your money to do. It's a lot of shit we misperceive, or we take it the wrong way because we don't know what it feel like to have a daddy that say, this is the decision as a man, and ain't no woman coming to put her 2 cents on it, right? Then you only seeing how a woman solves and processes and run the household.
Go ahead, Cap. And I got a precept.
That's what I was saying earlier. That's all. She just said it. It's hard for them to perceive sometimes, especially if, say, a brother in the truth that's already in the truth was to go and meet a woman in the world like this, right? A lot of brothers that end up in relationships like this, that's in the truth, it's difficult for them because they have problems that she just spoke about, where the woman might have problems perceiving whether the dude's actions are genuine or not or whatever, because she don't know whether he's trying to control her or whether this actually the way a man's supposed to act, because she never got to see that growing up because pops wasn't around. So
and let me real quick, let me get Sirach chapter 42. Somebody, because she made a statement. She just made a statement that the daughters don't know what it's like, right? They don't have the protection or the stability of what a father brings to the family, right?
What verse?
Let me get started verse. Let me see. This is what I want. Hold on one second. Salakia.
Count the water to the people coming in the chat. Keep it coming.
All praises.
With the precepts, all praises to the Most High.
Let me start at verse 9, because I want to bring a point that she brought up, and I just want to use this to bring up a point. Go ahead, verse 9.
This is Sirach, chapter 42, verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep.
See that? It says the father waketh for the daughter when no man knoweth. A lot of our daughters who grew up in fatherless homes don't experience this right here, right? They don't have the opportunity to understand the role of a father and how important a father is, not just in the son's upbringing, but in the daughters also, right? Keep reading.
And the care for her taketh away sleep when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated.
The water. So I wanted to bring it out because there's the absence of the father is what causes these issues with our daughters and with our sons, right? plain and simple. And this scripture talks about how the father loses sleep over his daughter, because a father under the Most High is knowing that he has to protect and provide for his family, right? You know, the daughter is a very special to fathers, right? There's that saying where you have daddy's little girl, right? You know, I have one daughter, you know what I'm saying? So she's special to me, right? Over different from my sons, right? So, but I just wanted to bring that point out. That's what our daughters and our daughters in this case are missing. They don't have the understanding of how they should be towards other men because they were not given that example in the household. Let's continue.
This your programming. It's conditioning. Now flip the same shit to a young boy. You 16, 17, fully grown in your build, but you only ever saw a woman run shit. You only ever saw your mama, you know, decide how stuff gonna go in the household. And we nurture her. So a lot of times women don't even realize all that fussing, the way you handling your son, you fucking him up. And we think because a bitch get grown, get a job, and they paying their bills that we did a good job. Meanwhile, like you said, a bitch working a job psychologically fucked up. Mental health issues like a motherfucker, but you get your check, you go home, you pay your bills, like the average American living paycheck to paycheck, or maybe a little bit above that, but you got issues when it comes down to character, when it comes down to conflict resolution skills, when it comes down to compromise.
That's why you can't get along with Miss Pam and all that old shit.
And this is why it's a lot of niggas that they not gay, they heterosexual males. They are attracted to women, but they can't stand a fucking woman.
Hold up, say it one more time.
It's a lot of niggas that come from this fatherlessness that on the surface, like, I ain't gay, I'm not attracted to men, I'm a heterosexual male, but I can't stand bitches. Like I pursue them with the intent to fuck and engage with your physical,
I can see
but
that.
Talking to you hoes,
like bitch make me sick.
Yes,
bitch, you make me sick. Like shit.
And that almost sounds like effeminate, right? A lot of our sisters. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, like, yeah, you sound almost like you gay, but I ain't.
Look at it. Genesis 3:15.
Genesis 3:15. Genesis 3:15, and it reads, "And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel."
So it's going enmity means like hostility. It's going to put that contention between the two when the man trying to do upright by the Most High, and then that's just going to bleed into the seed. You're going to run yourself ragged trying to do what's right by the Most High, but then in return you getting this contention and this hostility between yourself and your rib, trying to lead the household and do her own thing, which ultimately is then just going to bruise the heel of the seed. They just the ones that's going to get hurt and caught up in this too.
Somebody real quick, give me Titus. Let me bring out the precept that Brother Kasaja put up. Give me Titus chapter 2 and start at verse 3.
This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. I'm gonna go ahead and read it verse 4.
Keep going.
Come on. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed.
Con. So this is going into, and I brought this up. I know Kasadi had put it up, but we can bring it out now because I think we kind of got the gist of what we see. We didn't need this video to know how our sisters and our single mothers and what they're going through with single parent households. We don't need this video, but I wanted to play this video because it just brings out so much. It brings out so much that we have that our families, we see the problems going on in our community. We talk about the issues with our families that are going on with our families. And then we think that we have solutions. But where are we getting these solutions from, right? What are these solutions, right? Because the scripture says that our women, as it says in Titus 2, read it again. Start at Titus and read it again. Because if our women understood their role, this is what they would be doing. Go ahead. And this is what they need to do. And there are sisters on here right now who have sisters in your family. This is what you are being the example for, right? This is your example to our sisters. Go ahead and read it again.
Come on. This is the book of Titus, chapter 2 and verse 3. The aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine.
All right, come on. So not false accusers, not given to much wine. We know good, doggone well. I said doggone, I hate using that word. We know good and well. We know good and well that our sisters today, our young sisters, they out on the streets. They not being sober, right? They're not sober-minded at all, right? They're out here buck wild acting, right? Right, go ahead and continue. Let me go ahead and...
Teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children.
That's right. So now what it's saying is that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, because there's no girlfriend or boyfriend going on in the Bible, right?
Right.
We don't see none of that verbiage going on, right? That's something we picked up along the way from some other people, right? It says that they're to be teachers. It's like to be teach the young women. That's what. Now here's the thing. What's causing a lot of our single mothers to be in a situation because their mothers didn't teach them, right? It was fatherless homes there, right? But now we got sisters in the truth right now. You can help build this kingdom by going out and being an example for your sisters, right? Showing, by what you wear, how you handle yourself, how you speak, right? These are the examples that you're supposed to be shown. We're supposed to be the light, right? We're supposed to let that light shine. That's what we're commanded to do, is let our light shine when we get into this truth, right? So it says that we're supposed to be, it says teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. How do you love your children? Somebody put in the how's the Bible say we're supposed to love our children?
Teaching them commandments.
Teaching them commandments, right? That's love. That's the love. That's the love that our sisters need to understand and find out, that love is teaching them these commandments, right? Love is understanding that a father needs to be in the home, right? Go ahead and continue.
Titus chapter 2 and verse 5. To be discreet, chaste, keepers at home.
Keepers at home. Continue.
Good. Obedient to their own husbands.
Okay.
That the word of God be not blasphemed.
To be discreet, to be chaste, to be keepers at home, to be good and obedient to their own husbands, right? Keepers at home means that they're not out in the street. They're not hanging out. They're not making up and saying that I'm going to be home whenever I be home, right? Even with single parents, right? That's not going and giving your children over to your mom and your father to watch them while you go hang out on a Friday and Saturday night, all up in some other nigga's face, right? Because possibly baby number 3 might come from that. You didn't learn from the first 2 times, right? So the older women, the aged women, the women that are in this truth and have understanding need to be the examples, just like the brothers need to be examples to these brothers. Right? Like I said, it's not a bash on the women. It's just to show that our people see this. I'm talking about people not in the truth. We've been seeing these issues and problems with our families for a very long time, and we talk about them, we discuss them, we debate about them, and we even think that we have answers. But the one thing we will not pick up to get the solution is this. This is our truth. This is our life, right?
Nothing changes if nothing changes.
God, right?
That's right.
What's this? Jahaziel said, yeah, too worried about that hot girl summer and not the Holy Bible. That's right. That's facts.
Cool.
Right. So let's do this. I want to skip Captain. You said 35, between 35 and 40. Let's get there. That's where I want to go. Because we're already over 2 hours. I didn't want to go actually this long, but all praises. You said 35, Cap. Is he still?
Yeah, I mean 35 is like the gist of 35 to 40 is just what she was saying. But you could like go to, if you want to cut it down, you can start at 36 and go to 40. 39, 36 to like 39, 15, something like that.
All right. I'll just go right here.
Conform to your narrative.
Oh man, hold on. We got these ads. I don't have the premium anymore, y'all. So lock it for that. Gotta wait because they didn't add minutes on these advertisements.
I ain't seen a YouTube ad in a long
you saying
time.
it out loud so much. Okay, you want to raise a big bite side, bitch. Yo.
So what? So
just like y'all didn't see the shit today with my boy. I ain't gonna call his name, but he had a situation. I guess I don't know if he actually dealt with the girl or whatever because I didn't read the whole thing. But she was trying to expose him through text messages, and basically he was saying like, "Bro, I don't want a kid."
The man said,
"Bro, I don't want a
to
kid."
Sunday, he don't want a baby.
Bro, I don't want a kid. Like, I don't want a kid. Like, and then she was like, "So what do you expect me to do?" And he was like,
"She
get an
tried."
abortion.
But that goes into something else. Like these days, they feel like, okay, you knew what you were doing. You were fucking.
But that's not true. That's what I'm trying to say. Like this my thing, right? A bitch did know what they was doing when they was fucking wrong. I was trying to get some raw pussy. That's what I was doing. That's what I knew that I was doing. You also know, same way you can say a nigga know that fucking you raw gonna get you pregnant. You know that fucking a nigga raw that is not your man, or you're not in some sort of serious commitment where the man shows behavior that he's gonna step up,
or you're not even in a situation with.
You knew that was a risk too. So it's like we just gotta start being real. Men need to start being more honest up front. Babe, I want that pussy raw, but not for no kids. And females need to start being honest that.
But I mean, just being real. I know this probably sounds like
you ain't gotta want to hear, but it's fact.
You just said the same thing. You can know. I don't want no kid. Hey, take it.
I mean, how could you not know that a nigga don't want a kid if y'all don't have no type of nothing in common?
We know they just don't give a fuck. Y'all understand? We don't give a fuck.
Start a cycle.
We don't get. We're gonna repeat, and this is the thing. We're repeating it because the women before us showed us that it's all right.
Man, but that's like, and I hate to sound like one of those what they be calling those people, one of those pick me people or whatever. But like, wouldn't that be common sense?
It is. It's very much common sense. It's for women. We deal more in
my baby.
Yep, we deal more in emotions and just going off of what we came up with in our mind, our imagination, than actual facts. Because I'm gonna tell you some shit.
But I mean, who wants to go through that emotional turmoil of having to fucking try to deal with a nigga or try to capture a nigga with a baby that you don't even really.
But some bitches feel like they ain't nothing. So if I attach myself to something that's halfway something, I'm still gonna be a burden on this nigga life because I got this. I got a bargaining chip.
Yep.
No matter what, I can make you a fuck nigga. I can make you a real nigga. You gonna take it, whatever.
Yep.
I got somebody that I can, because everybody looking for somebody to blame why they not who they supposed to be. Too.
Yes. Victims.
So now if I got this person,
we want to be a victim.
If I got this person, this baby, I would be out.
I get to know that man's character first and get an understanding for if he's a family.
Okay. So she's about to. I think right here she's about to try and give what she feels is a solution. All right. That's where I was trying to find.
I don't give a fuck how it make us look. I'm one of those people that, baby, if I'm older than you, I won't give a fuck how it make me look. I want you to know the truth. Everybody you see before you, what's dumber than a motherfucker, keeping a baby from a nigga or allowing a nigga to fuck, because I'll go before the whole pregnancy, allowing a nigga to fuck them raw without getting to know that man's character first and get an understanding for if he's a family man and wants children, we was dumb than a bitch.
Or if he's community dick and has a disease.
Right. But even just character, like it comes down to it. If you could co-parent, you could equally together, produce a successful product. Here's what I'm saying though. As women, we keep screaming, niggas bear the responsibility for getting us pregnant. But scientifically, we already 100,000 in regards to just the blood, sweat, and tears once the baby gets here. So let's put it.
But it's like,
this.
how does a nigga bear the responsibility for getting a bitch pregnant if he purchased the pussy?
It's.
I thought the exchange of financials
because we
removed all liability and
So you know, this is like I said, this is a long video, and it's gonna take a little longer than what I thought it would be. But basically, she's trying to give a solution to the issues, right? And she even states that this is what she's trying to teach her daughters, right? Is that, you know, if they meet a man one day, that they need to get to know him, get to find out. But the Bible tells us about that. The Bible talks about proving a friend, right? We get that in the Apocrypha. It says about proving a friend, and you know, and don't be hasty to, you know, to credit them, right? So she's basically saying that the issues that we have can stop if we just figure out if this man is actually the type of man I want to be with, right? But the problem is that we don't know if that man came from a fatherless home either, right? So her solutions really don't do anything but still keep the ball rolling with the sin that's going on, right? So she even said, now here's the part where I think Captain Leo was talking about. She was talking about how do our women stop from having the situation where they become single women, right? Single mothers. And her solution was to put a strap on. The sister got to make sure that the nigga is strapped. But that's not what the Bible says, right? That's coming from the book of Love Dorsey. And that's the issues that we have amongst our people. We think that we can figure out these issues that have been going on for hundreds of years to our people and ain't doing nothing but getting worse, that we somehow, from our own personal experience, being raised in this sinful and lying government and society that we're in, that we can figure out our issues. No, we can't. We can't do it. Only thing that's going to solve it is the word of God. That's it. That's all that's going to solve this issue. Anybody got a comment? I heard somebody. Brothers, nothing y'all want to say?
Oh, we good.
Because I mean, I can really go into more, Captain. I can go into more on this, and I'm sure you have some other things, but it's already at over the 2 hour mark. I think we kind of got a list out of what we were trying to present here. Maybe we can even go with a part 2 on something like this. I don't know. I don't know if the sisters, there's any sisters that feel offended. Please don't. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? This is just a reflection. This is just a reaction to what we see, that our people know that we have an issue, but they believe they have the solutions, but they don't, right? And it's our job to push this truth, to push and to edify, and to teach our people who they are, so they can come back to God's laws. But Captain, you got anything else? I think that's about all I got. I mean, I got more, but it's already getting pretty late. So, but if anybody got any comments they want to give,
it's a whole hell of a lot I could say, but I'm just gonna be quiet. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all understand. Like he said, I hope nobody was offended. Wasn't trying to do that. The fact of the matter is what the fact of the matter is. You know what I'm saying? She said it, not us, and that's the reason why Knock decided to make the video. He saw her saying it and figured we would commentate on it, right? Do a commentary. So, yeah, but like I said, there's different aspects of the conversation that were definitely correct, right? And there were things that were correct, but I guess the presentation could have been different, right? And then there were things that we don't totally agree with. So it was a lot of little things mixed up all in one, but there was a lot of right that she said, a lot of truth that she said, right? Main thing I want the men and the women to take from this is that the fathers need to be in the household.
That's right.
And it's for more than what the black community today tells you it's for. Let you know that it's just mainly for the men to be able to raise the little boys, right? But it's deeper than that. We see now from this woman's perspective that the man not being in the household also affects the women, the young girls in the house as well. Because the woman that is raising these children by herself, she's not acting like a woman, right? She's not acting within her gender roles. And they're not teaching those roles to the children. That's why we now live in a society where there's children that don't know or care about gender roles, and they feel like they don't even have to know or care about the gender they were born with, because the
That
mothers
part.
raising them don't care about gender roles or anything like that due to the situations that they're in. They don't give a
That
damn about the gender roles because they feel it's okay for them to play both roles and be the man, because they don't need a man for nothing, right? So that's what we're trying to fix, and that was the point of us putting this video out. Because this single mother phenomenon, it really spans a lot further than we could have explained in the possible time that we had, 2 hours and 30 minutes, right? With the nuance that I just brought out, there's a whole nother rabbit hole we could go down just off that topic. You know what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, you know, one, find people you could be equally yoked with. That way it's hard to leave them. Right? Two, like Knox said, if you with the sister or the brother and y'all knocking boots, y'all should stay together. Because you know, you've probably put yourself in a marriage type situation according to the scriptures. If you're cohabitating, you have a form of agreement. So you're married. Right? If you sleep with that woman and you get her pregnant, you now have a responsibility to take care of the child. I don't care what Big Bank was talking about. Feel me? So that's what I'm trying to say. If you're gonna get put in that situation, it's more fruitful to be put in that situation with somebody you like. So prove a friend. That goes further than just being in a camp. It goes into your relationships too. Because the person you get with should start as a friend. You shouldn't just get with them and sleep with her and okay, now we married. You got to be my woman. Right? Should start off as a friendship. So prove the woman first and vice versa. Prove the man first so that y'all don't end up in the situations that these people are talking about here. So with that idea.
Any soldiers, you got any comments you want to add before we close out? Any soldiers? Soldier Yaquab, California, or Soldier Antonio?
I got a go ahead, brother.
Just real quick, you know, just in case anybody is in this situation, you know, I would definitely say, you know, throw some prayers up, and you know, continue to strive to return to the Most High, you know, and ask that the Most High would, you know, bless you, and you know, hope to make things better. And we know that we can definitely start or do that by returning to the Most High and keeping the commandments. Really quick, I did want to read Ephesians 6:1.
Okay. Oh yeah. Get that.
I can read it real quick. It says,
I got it for you.
Go on.
Do things orderly here. We're gonna do things orderly here. So let me get that. Ephesians 6:1, and it reads, "Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor thy." Continue. Honor thy father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with thee, and thou mayest live long on the earth.
Right. So as we see, right, the children are supposed to obey the parents in the Lord, right? So the parents, you know, got to make sure that they're doing the best, you know, that they can to serve the Most High, so that when the children are looking up to the parents, they can see, you know, this is what they have to do too, and the children can get that blessing of a long life, and then they can pass it down to their children, you know, so that we don't have to, you know, continue to produce monsters. And are you
God all praises. So Jariah?
Can someone get me 1 Peter 3 and read 1 through 5?
Come on.
And this is basically how we need to attack one for men. Like when you go to find a woman, you need to look for some of these character traits, or some of these character traits may be a ex, if they're worried about certain things and not the others, then that might not be the right one for you. Can somebody grab that for me?
Come on. It's 1 Peter 3 and 1 through 5. You said, right?
1 Peter 3, 1 through 5, yo.
It's the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 1. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation of the wives. While they behold your chaste conversations coupled with fear, whose adorning let it not be that outward, adorning of plaiting the hair, and of wearing of gold, or of putting on of apparel.
Hold on 1 second. So that's whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair, So don't be caught up with these women that's out here getting their hair. They more concerned with their hair, getting it. They caught up in their hair, getting their hair done. They're putting all their money into their hair. They're up to date on all the new hair stuff. The next one says, and the wearing of gold. They got all the new gold. They ready for the gold, or the putting on of apparel. So you shouldn't be worried about if your woman she should be dressed modestly. You shouldn't be going for no woman just because she all golded out, hair nice, got on a tight dress. Make sure it's a godly woman. Make sure she can have her hair. Of course, you want your woman looking nice. So yeah, make sure her hair is nice, this and that. But go to this is what you should be looking for in your woman. The next verse.
Verse 4. But let it be the hidden man of the heart, and that which is not corruptible, even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price.
So your woman, you should be looking for a meek and quiet spirit who should be ready to be submissive to you and ready to follow the order of the Most High that the Most High God laid out. Go to the next verse, bro.
Come on, verse 5. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Even go to finish off with the next one.
Verse 6. Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well, and are not slacking.
So women, you should be striving to be like Sarah, and for the men, we should be striving to be like Abraham. Our forefathers and mother.
God, all praise. All right, Antonio, you got any last words before we head out? All praises. So, that's what we got. I saw a few people putting in the chat that they want to have a part 2. We might do that. We just might do that.
Yeah, we might. I got a video on mine if we don't do this one, the rest of this one, but y'all might want to do the rest of this one because.
yeah. But right. So all praise to the Most High. I hope that someone, either a brother or a sister, someone who came in new, was edified by this lesson, by this discussion, by this reaction, right? And we give all praise to the Most High for that. All right.
Oh, hey.
Go ahead.
Before you do that, one thing I do want to say, going forward, the next lesson I'm going to do is going to be a rapture lesson. So I don't know if that's going to be next week. It's either going to be next week or the week after that, depending on whether we do this part 2 or not next week, or if we decide to do it the week after that. But yeah, I'm going to be teaching y'all about kind of what salvation going to look like. I know a lot of y'all wanted to know what that lesson is, so I'll be giving it to y'all the next time I teach. It'll either be next week or the week after next. So
all praises.
Just stay tuned. If we don't do this part 2, then we'll be doing it.
God. I was actually going to precept what brother James had brought out earlier. Just a little bit about this is Sirach, and I think Brother Gary just posted up. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord. Right? A silent, loving woman is a gift of the Lord. And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed, right? And that goes for, for our women, but it also goes for us, right? Mind well instructed, because there's an order. There's the Most High God, there's Yahweh, there's us, and then there's the woman, right? So with that, I want to give a shout out to, before we get in class, real quick, I want to give shout out to the names that I seen pop up who actually put comments in the chat, or at least just said shalom or hello. I want to thank you for that. Before you go, anyone who has not liked, shared, or subscribed, please do so. Please like, share, subscribe. That's how we get this message out to our people. We thank you very much for that. The water. So let me go ahead and get some of these names that I saw pop up after class started. I want to give a shout out to Sky Anderson. I may have said her name already before. Soldier Chaziah. Want to give a shout out to the mighty soldier Chaziah. Shalom. Shalom to Brown. Prospect Brown. Shalom. Shalom to Soldier Araya. Shalom to Sister Jahaziel. Shalom to Don Israel. Shalom to Fizzy London. Shalom to Sis Yosfrina. Salaki if I said it incorrectly. Shalom to Yohanan. Shalom to Ak Taz or Taz. I forgot how that's pronounced. Shalom.
Yeah,
Thank you for Octaves. Yeah. Shalom for being here. Appreciate it. And before we close out, I'm going to give the announcements again. As you know, we do have. Let me go ahead and pull this down real quick because we're just gonna stop with that right there. Right. We have a prospect phase going on right now. But if there's any brothers who are looking to put their brick in to build this kingdom with Anointed House of Saints, you can do so by going to Anointed House, Anointed HOS at gmail.com. Put in the subject line that you want to be a part or have more information about the prospect phase, and we'll get back with you when that next phase begins. All right, all praises. Also, coming up very soon, very quickly, we got the Feast of Passover coming up, right? We got the Feast of Passover coming up. I'm gonna do this one more time because there may have been some people that came in later that didn't see this, so we're just gonna do it like this right here.
AHOS.
A sharp for sock. Hey man, if you not here, you going off.
Save the date. Anointed House of Saints invites you to our Passover celebration in Atlanta, Georgia, on April 21st, 2024 at 7 p.m. Enjoy a weekend of family fun with events catering to all ages. It's a celebration you won't want to miss. Reserve your seats now at www.anointedhouseofsaints.org. Join us for a laid-back, joy-filled weekend with your loved ones. See you there.
All praises, all praises, all praises for that. All right. So yeah, if you want to attend, please go to our website and go to www.anointedhouseofsaints.org and purchase your tickets. We want to see you there April 21st in Atlanta, Georgia. All praises, all praises. So with that, I want to go ahead and get this last scripture. Someone pull up Daniel 7:18. We can go ahead and let our brothers and sisters get home. Can I go ahead and bring it up?
It's the book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever.
By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua. All praises. All praises. Hey, this is a wonderful night. You know, we got a Milk Monday. We got some new soldiers joining us that has joined us tonight. It was a wonderful thing, right? You know, the spirit was moving. I'm so thankful for the brothers coming up and participating in this. I'm thankful for all the sisters and brothers coming diligently to our classes. Let's not forget, and let me go ahead and bring this up. We have classes, Anointed House of Saints. We have our classes on Monday nights, right? Milk Monday. Our next class we have is on our Wild Out Wednesday, right? We also have what's our Thursday Night Live, and we have our Friday night prayer, right? That's something that we've implemented, right? The Friday night prayer. I can't get that off of there. The Friday night prayer call, right? Let me post this.
Hey, I ain't even gonna front. That Friday night prayer class got some.
That's fire. Hey, Captain Yawasop is running that.
Yeah.
Our officer Yawasop is running that, and it's fire, man. We need that. We need that. We need to pray and we need to fast, right? That's a part of what we're supposed to be doing here, right? Let me go ahead and put up the prayer call line number at the bottom for those who may not have this. But we have our prayer call and our Bible study every Friday night. It begins at 9 p.m. At the bottom at the ticker, you can see the number, the area code, the number, and the access code, right? If you want to take that down for those who may not have this, take that information down. And we'll just do it.
Shout out to Captain Yahweh too for making sure we get on that, and Captain Yawasop for orchestrating. And for that brother being there too. I hit him up last night and he was there to listen with a listening ear. So
all praise
the water king.
The water. And with that, hey, thank you for coming again. It's another Milk Monday. Like I said before, I hope you're edified with the spirit. We're gonna go ahead and get you up out of here. I'm Officer Knock.
Soldier Yard quote.
Captain, are you all the aristocrat? Shalom.
Soldier James. Shalom.
Soldier Antonio. Shalom.
We are the anointed house of saints until the next class. We will see you on Wild Out Wednesday. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.
This is not a test.
Black skin, black sauce, black Jesus, black music, 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 black music, black music, black music, black music, black music, black music.